ba-dum, boom, 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 ba-dum, boom, 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 ba-dum. Okay. Think we're good. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Hopefully everybody's doing well. Feeling well. And Tom and Carlos, Ryan, yeah, hello. Marcos, what's going on? I hope everybody's doing okay. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you're ready to hang out and relax. And hope the weather is good where you are. Holy smokes, it's really nice here. I said this on Twitter, but if I didn't cancel Saturday because I wanted to go out on Saturday and just sort of relax, I would have canceled today because I want to be at the creek with my feet in the water. But it's okay because I also missed you guys and I wanted to hang out with you and I wanted to talk about stuff. So let's even though I don't have much stuff to talk about really, I don't really think so. And Twitch is acting up. I can't tell what's happening. Connecting to chat. I don't know why it's doing that. Kia Executor, what's going on? Nephiloid, what's happening? Yeah, it just randomly said connecting to chat. Yeah, but I hope everybody's doing all right. I hope you had a good weekend. What did you do over the weekend? I had a thank you, by the way, for anybody that popped in on Sunday, yesterday, to the charity event. We did the follow-up. I guess technically it was the final follow-up of the Cheers for the Children Zelda charity event that we did for Extra Life. So that was fun. We did like 7 hours, and Linky played a bunch of like unknown, I guess. Well, not unknown, but he played the Wand of Gamelon and Faces of Evil, and then we got him to test out a little Broadcast to Teleview Zelda and the Zelda's Adventure Game Boy sort of remake that the guy, I guess, is not finishing, which is kind of a shame because that's a really, really cool idea. Yeah, and then they played Four Swords, and showed everybody how Four Swords could be a really cool game, but it just feels bloated. I slept horribly. That sounds bad, Kia. I'm sorry. Well, Kia, you're awake now, so let's hang out. It's crappy here. It's raining. I wish it was colder. I can't say I wish it was colder. I'm happy that I don't wish it was this hot this fast, but I'm probably the biggest sign that I'm getting older, like older is I was always a big winter person, and the summer was always like, it's nice and you can do stuff, but you kind of don't want to do, like, when it's 95 degrees outside, right? Or what is that in Celsius? What is that, like 37? When it's that hot, you don't want to go outside. Like, what can you what am I going to go outside and play sports? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do any of that stuff. So, but days like today, because I think it's like 90, it's going to be like 92 today or something. I do kind of like it now, right? Like right now, just for the change, just because it's still technically April. I mean, it's not technically, it's still April. And, I'd like a nice hot day just to sort of shake off the winter, right? I think this will be the hottest day of the year so far. And just a nice hot day to shake off the winter, Honest question. Last week I got affiliate and I got done working on my sub alerts. What do I do now? Atomic, to be completely honest with you, I don't really think you do anything. Like I mean, at this point, it's up to you what you want to do. Do you want to like, I mean, I'm not even sure what exactly to tell you. I mean, it's up to you if you want to just work on assets, if you want to just keep doing, like, my recommendation is just keep doing what you're doing and let everything grow naturally. But that's also very slow. We've been doing this for 6.5 years. A lot of it just depends on what it is that you want to do and what it is that you want to get out of this. Because ultimately, if this is a hobby for you and you don't really plan on trying to turn this into like a long-term content sort of thing, then the answer is probably nothing. You know what I mean? You're not going to change a lot of stuff that you do. You can have like a special affiliate stream. Yeah, you can do that. Did you do anything special when you hit affiliate? Not really. I was very grateful and I was very happy, but I think the problem, and I don't mean to flex like this. I've often said before that I'm extremely grateful because of stuff like SGB. So when I started streaming, I immediately had a moderate audience. I think my first stream had 5 people in it, which doesn't sound like a lot unless you are a streamer and you know that is a lot. And then I think within a couple of streams, I was like 10 or I had like 10 or so. So like when I got it, it was because you only needed 50 followers, I think, at the time, and you needed to do a certain amount of streams. So once I got it, I was just it was just really quick. It wasn't like, oh man, I'm building up to this thing, and I have all these cool ideas for what I want to do. It was just like, oh, look at that, that's kind of awesome, and it was great. And I don't mean to demean that I have like a strand of hair right in my face. Hang on, sorry. Yeah, I don't mean to demean that as an achievement or anything. It's just it happened very quickly, so I wasn't really sure what I was supposed to do. So I always thought about like what I would do if I hit partner, for instance, if I ever got that far into all of it. And the reality is I still don't know. I could hit partner tomorrow and I would have no idea what it was that I was going to do. I mean, I'm way away from that, but I don't know. I mean, the only time I really plan, you know what's really bad? Oh, thank you, Kia. You know what's really bad? There was only one time that I really thought I'm going to try and do something special. I was very excited. I said, all right, I didn't want to say anything yet, but I want to do something special for it. And it was, I had like 2,800, I think it was just under 2,900 followers. And with my follower growth, it's very, very, very slow. So I had plenty of time. At 2,900 followers, it would have been months before I ever got to 3,000, if I ever got to 3,000. So I said, all right, at 3,000, I'm going to do something. I didn't really start planning anything at the time. I was probably just going to do a really long stream and play something like 3,000 related. Like I was going to do something like that. I was all ready to do it. And lo and behold, we got follow botted with like 300 bot accounts. And it was like 3,200. It's like, that kind of sucked all the fun out of it. I was so mad. I remember when it happened and I blocked some stuff. I went and I tried to delete all of the bot accounts. Like everybody that had followed that day, I had tried to delete them. It was just too many. It would have taken me hours to do. And it was just a hassle. So I was kind of hoping that Twitch would do it. I messaged them and I said, I got follow botted. Is there any way to like mass delete everybody that followed today? Which kind of sucked because I was kind of worried that, if there were one or two people, I didn't want to burn anybody on it. So, but they never got back to me or anything. So that's how I climbed so far over 3,000 that I didn't really get a chance to do anything, and it kind of killed my motivation. I was just like, that sucks. That really does suck. Eventually, sometime later, there was a little bit of a purge. So they did, I guess whoever was affiliated with all of those accounts, I guess everything that was attached to them got deleted, so I lost like 100, but it was still over 3,000. And it was just like, it kind of sucked the fun out of it, man. I was all excited about it. I'm at 3,600 now, so maybe 4,000 I'll probably do something, but I'm like, I hope I don't, like, I mean, you don't want to get followed, botted. You don't want to get botted in any way whatsoever, like, anyway. But it's like, I hope if I do make it to 4,000 that I'm able to enjoy it and turn it into an event or something. Yeah, but I didn't really do anything special for Philly other than I streamed. I think there's a world where the drama around Paper Mario Remake is being made to protect the games. I saw somebody say that, Dragoon. If it flops, I don't think it's gonna happen, or fails to compete to modern games, they'll say, see, Nintendo ruined it. Even if it couldn't get to 60, and if it succeeds, they'll say it was all internet drama. I think I heard that. I think I heard that kind of the other way. I heard that the way that, like, if it's a success, they'll say, see, 30 frames is fine, and if it fails, why did you all not buy it? Because it was 30 frames. Like, I saw both versions of that, and it's just like, I mean, it's kind of true at this point. I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing that we haven't said before, which is at this point, everybody's going to look for a version of the argument that fits what they want it to fit. It's weird to me because affiliate was such a long-term goal of mine, but I hit it earlier than I thought. So I'm like Plankton saying, I don't know. I never thought I would get, and Tom, it is kind of like that. It is kind of like the religious people or the people that come, not just religious, but anybody who comes to your door selling something. and then you actually want to hear about it. And like there's the joke. I think Family Guy made that joke before, where there's the joke that they wouldn't know what to say because they always get told to leave. So they're like, yeah, like you said, like I never thought I'd get this far. Hey, Wordy, can I use your microwave? No, you can use my air fryer though. It really is. Yeah, it sucked, man. It sucked. Thoughts on Nintendo censoring Paper Mario 1000 Year Door? You're talking about the salute. Let's go ahead and call it the salute. You want to know what's funny? That thing that they removed from it, I never noticed it. It looks like him saying hi, not Heil. So I never really noticed it. I don't mind. It's fine. I know that look, this idea about like censorship ruins things and everybody's too sensitive and blah, 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 blah. I really only care about it when it really messes up the integrity of the work. That's all I really care about. Paper Mario, the 1000 Year Door remake is not ruined because you took out one tiny little thing, right? You don't ruin the game. So I don't care. I don't care. Like, that's like the people, what was the thing that you guys told me about, the hard R thing was it Stellar Blade? That's like people being mad, like, how dare they censor it? It's like, are you serious? It's a piece of graffiti on the wall. Who cares? It's one tiny microscopic little thing. It doesn't change the integrity of the game because they changed that one thing. Settle down. Like, you know, when people are overly sensitive, it's annoying. When people are overly sensitive about people being overly sensitive, guess what? It's still annoying. It's the same thing. Anybody who whines about how sensitive people are nowadays and then starts whining about how sensitive people are nowadays, guess what? You're sensitive. You're annoying. You want them to shut up? You do it too. When Mario raises his hand, like I never noticed it as a thing. I was never like, oh, what's he doing there? I thought, if anything, I thought it was weirder that it looks like when you use Madame Flurry's power, it looks like he's squeezing her boob. Right? I think that's way weirder. Yeah, somebody mentioned Akuma, but there's a Akuma video, but I didn't see it. When you raise your hand to say hi or smile, yeah, it's Mario, a red fascist. I'd argue he waved. Yeah, he does like the hand up thing, like it's fine. Oh, God, don't take that. It's fine. It doesn't even look like the thing that they were looking for. That's a good example to me of you were looking for something to be mad at. Remember, what is this? Remember the angle chart? Wait, what is this? Is this what I think it is? Yeah. That's the red zone. I love that that's the red zone. To be fair, Lilac, the angle chart here also is kind of relevant to where you are, right? Because like before and after the red zone, if you're in Germany, I would still be kind of cautious about the areas immediately before and after the red zone. This is just from a regional standpoint, I feel like you should be a little more cautious sometimes. That's the Akuma video. What's Slayer is Guilty Gear? Okay. So this is the Akuma video, and this is the Slayer video. Thank you. I hear my graphics card ramp up like, oh my God, you're watching the video? Careful, Mario, the Nintendo lawyers won't get you out of that one. Maybe I'm comparing him to Marvel versus Capcom Akuma. I'm glad I'm not the only one who saw that with, that was always a joke back in the day with 1000 Year Door, was that it looks like when you use Madame Flurry's power that he's squeezing her boob. That was always a gag back then. But if people are overly sensitive to people who are overly sensitive on people who are overly sensitive, then it's now growing. It's growing like a weed. Kia, you're not wrong. And that's the problem. You know what? You know what's a good example of that, Kia? The idea that it's kind of it's kind of growing. It's almost infectious in that. The story that I told last week when I was at the store and I saw that bottle of teriyaki sauce. When I saw that bottle of teriyaki sauce, it's called Karate Teriyaki. And it's got a little silhouette of a little guy karate kicking. Like he's got, you can tell he's wearing like a martial arts gi and he's karate kicking and like high kicking. And my thought was, I don't know if I'm supposed to think that that's offensive. And I say it as a joke, but some people do. Some people do look at that and they think, am I supposed to be offended by this? And they don't know. And then some people say no. And then some people err on the side of caution, according to them, and they say, you know what, I'm going to complain to somebody about this. And that's exactly what it is. Like, look at Trios right there. Trios with the hoe there, and he's got the hand up. I don't think anything. I don't think that he's doing anything insidious. You know? You're not, right, Trios? You're not. Everything looks the same compared to Marvel. I'd actually argue they reverse censor Paper Mario. They added back a ton of cut and changed content, like making Vivian stuff actually what it was supposed to be. Oh, are they? I didn't hear that. Where's that? Dragoon. Where are the articles about that? Where are the Twitter threads saying, see, we're not weird the way you want to believe we are. We also got a trailer for the Polish Prime Minister from Tekken. Thing is, stuff like that also removed from German releases. Same with Wolfenstein. It got heavily edited in Germany, which in turn they just changed all versions due to laws around that stuff. So yeah, so I mean, like that, you know, to an extent, like in Germany, for instance, that makes sense. The funny thing is, some games, like. Given the context of the game, how do you censor Wolfenstein for Germany, right? Like, how are you going to release, what was the game, which Persona game was it? The second one? Well, how are you going to censor that for Germany? New Tekken character was Ken was a girl added to Tekken. So Kenkel, like Linkle, but Ken. Yeah, you're canceled, buddy. My favorite reason, John, is so you think Knuckles Show is the worst? How about these other Sonic things? First of all, pointing out how much garbage Sonic has is not the defensive thing. Second, maybe they don't play those games or see those shows. Yeah, I don't know. The Sonic stuff, the Knuckles stuff, I should technically say. The Knuckles stuff, obviously I didn't watch it, so I have no idea. Like I said on Twitter, I think the most amazing thing about all of this Knuckles discourse is that a lot more people than I thought have access to Paramount Plus. Like, I feel like if you sat down, I feel like if you did a YouTube, not a YouTube, if you did like a Twitter poll and said who has access to Paramount Plus, I think it would be vastly no. And then all of a sudden the Knuckles show comes out and everybody's got an opinion on it. It's like, how the hell are you all watching this? You know, who has Paramount Plus? There's no shot that this many people have Paramount Plus. But a lot of people were saying they got it. You have access to it free if you get something else. I did see someone that posted their... I don't remember who it was. Well, no, that's what I thought. Trios, that's what I thought, is that it was like people were pirating and stuff. But no, a lot of people, they have another thing that gives them access to Paramount Plus. But I saw someone with the cancellation screen, and whenever you try and cancel something, it asks you why you're canceling it. Somebody in that line, somebody just posted like, "Are you serious?" Right? Like, it was, I forget exactly what they said, but it was almost like they were directly blaming them straight up. Like, how dare you, first of all? Like, ow. I'm going back up. They showed in the trailers dialogue. Oh, the dialogue for Vivian is now Japan accurate. Okay. Sonic is inconsistent. Honestly, I would take Knuckles over Sonic X. Yeah, I mean, that's what a lot of people are saying. Like you know, this is the worst thing that happened. This is the worst thing that happened to Sonic. It's like, first of all, you all sound like you've hated. This is my, and a lot like you can probably agree with me here. This is like the Star Wars stuff. the Star Wars has been terrible ever since the prequels, right? Obi-Wan show comes out. Star Wars, see, man, the prequels were terrible. It's been all downhill since then. So what the hell are you still doing here? If I feel like you, and I kind of said this with John when we were at the charity event, and then I popped into his stream sometime last week. The way the fandom talks, it's like '06 is the worst thing to ever happen to Sonic, and then there's never been anything good since then, right? Maybe sometimes you get something that feels playable. It just sounds like everything is the worst thing. Like what do Sonic fans? And I'm sorry to generalize. I don't mean to sound like I'm shooting down the whole fandom or anything, but it does kind of sound like what is it that the fandom likes? I don't understand. Mania. Right? Sonic Mania? Is that the only thing that the fandom really seems to agree they like? Let me go back up. My favorite anti-censorship change is from 7 Remake. When Rebirth came out, first the creeps complaining that 15-year-old Tifa had an undershirt patched in. They moved to complain that they changed a line in the Intergrade DLC for Aerith. In the original, she said, "Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I miss it. The Steel Sky, which is actually close to the Japanese version. I didn't understand, I didn't understand how that was censorship. I didn't understand why that was censorship. I just thought that people didn't like the change. I thought that they didn't like it as a personality change, like the way she sort of referred to it. Was that a censorship thing, or because I felt like that was more into people getting mad about the whole translation thing, where they're mistranslating and it's destroying the integrity of the original work because they're mistranslating. But I didn't think of that as a censorship thing. Swastika's got replaced. Remove all mention. Yeah, because isn't it one of the you're talking about Wolfenstein, but I feel like Wolfenstein is kind of built on that, right? I don't know. It's like let's make a Mario game and let's remove all mention of Bowser or the Mushroom Kingdom. It's like, I don't know. I mean, there are some of them that work. Lady from Tekken is a karateka. What? That almost made me spit my drink out. Kenkel. They're Hydra agents. Left as a Persona 2, Innocent Sin, right as the EU, and I think maybe the NA. Yeah, there we go. That's right. They changed him to Fiora. Yeah, we don't know that. The grin is what's killing me on that. You free trialed it. Yeah, I think maybe some people did that. In German release of Wolfenstein: The New Order, all references to Nazis have been replaced by references to either the Wolven League or, in the case of Wolfenstein 2, the Regime, with swastika either replaced with the Wolfenstein logo, in Wolfenstein 2 a triangular symbol. This also extended to depictions of the Iron Cross symbol, with Wolfenstein 2's German release replacing them with 4 black squares. So they did manage to do it. Signalist made references to Nazi East Germany propaganda, style propaganda, without ever directly invoking those regimes, because the dev team is from Hamburg, and they are fully aware how those symbols are banned in German media. That's great. I kind of like that. I like that they're banned completely in German media. If only America had something like that for some of our stuff. Some people have played Shadow the Hedgehog in its shows. I'm not saying it's the worst, but I'm super confused with what the purpose with this other than brain dead humor. Sonic, Star Wars, and Pokemon fandoms. Oh, Mean Bean Machine. Oh yeah, you're right. I think the Sonic fandom can be happy about Mean Bean Machine. I'm not sorry. All you Sonic fans are bitch. Like I was saying with the Star Wars stuff, it's like, Star Wars fans have been angry since the prequel. Then they're not, I mean, are they Star Wars fans though? I mean, at what point? How long do you have to hate something consistent? How long and how consistently do you have to hate something before it's fair to say you're probably not a fan anymore? It's not to say that you never were a fan, but if you look at 90% of the stuff that came out in the last 20 years and you say you hate it, is it fair to say that for the most part you're not a fan anymore, or that you're just a fan of the original stuff? I tell people I'm a Final Fantasy fan, and I make it very clear that it's the older stuff. Not because I don't like the newer stuff. It's just I didn't play it. I didn't play 12. I didn't really play through 13. I moderately played through 14. Didn't play 11. So basically nothing after 11 except for 16. and like one or two other things. Don't ask Ted about Sonic Mania. People that they think anything changed must be censorship. Obviously, not everyone in those fandoms. Yeah, I see it most. I see it most in those three. Consistently, most in those three. Because the Undertale fandom was kind of obnoxious for a little while there. I have a game for you about Princess Peach. Sonic fans don't know what they like or hate. They just need to complain until they get an official 18+ Sonic game featuring Rouge the Bat. I mean, I'll take it with a big H on the front. I mean, considering German history, this kind of people, you can more than understand. Yeah, you can definitely understand it. As a Fire Emblem fan, people that are Fire Emblem fans have hated it since it came to the U.S. No, I don't know. I feel like people go crazy. Obviously everybody went crazy for Three Houses, right? Three Houses had its own. Three Houses is like 7, where it had its own fandom. There are people out there that are just fans of Three Houses, but I feel like a lot of Fire Emblem fans in general kind of came out of the woodwork to defend them, to defend that franchise. Fearless Fighter, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Very much appreciate that. 11. Disney been doing good getting rid of fans. Me with SGB. Oh. Sonic fans say Sonic. But to be fair, as I was saying to AGM, part of Sonic's recovery from the Dark Age was Sega embracing and encouraging, isn't Sonic dumb? And that mentality never went away. Mocking Sonic. It's part of, you're right. It is kind of the joke now. It is kind of the joke. At this point, it kind of feels, see, the problem is, here's the problem with that, Dragoon. Cause you're right. The problem is when everybody says they hate it, you don't know who's being serious and who actually doesn't like it. That's kind of what makes it so difficult. That's what, because, this is the worst. It's like, but it's not, right? Like, we know that it's not. We know that it's not like the worst thing to ever happen in the history of existence, right? See the stuff that was removed from Wolfenstein for that information. Notice me how often Sega makes fun of Sonic themselves. You can die while kissing up. Was this? You can die while loading up a new zone in Final Fantasy 11. I would say, what is 11 more elaborate than I thought? I still say you might like 12. The combat system uses gambits almost exactly the same as Unicorn Overlord. The story is basically Star Wars. It gives you the MMO feel while still feeling like a single-player Final Fantasy game. Story isn't too long, about 20 hours. That's actually pretty short, with around 60 to 80 hours of side content. Also, Type Zero's action-based mission system with RTS on the overworld. It's a dark game story-wise, and the cast is really likable. That's funny. I feel like I've never heard anybody say. I think maybe you guys told me that I might like Type Zero. Yeah, 12. 12, I think, was the first time. Supposedly it felt very different, and a lot of people were saying that it doesn't feel like 12. Nah, because people said that. See, people said that for 8, but they were full of crap. I think 12 is the first time everybody kind of agreed that it didn't feel like what we were used to out of Final Fantasy. For a numbered game, it didn't. Because some people said that about 8, but that was nonsense. You were coming off of 7. There were a lot of people that never played Final Fantasy before. Because, 6 didn't feel like 5, which didn't feel like 4, which didn't feel like 3, which didn't feel like 2, which didn't feel like 1. Final Fantasy always sort of changed it up. And people said that about 8. And they're like, it doesn't feel like Final Fantasy. It's like, but they all feel different. They all kind of feel different. And, 9, admittedly, 9 was a little bit closer to what we were kind of used to. 10 was sort of up in the air. The voice acting, like, I feel like 10 changed a lot of things. So if you didn't like 10, it was probably kind of tough to nail down where it was that you didn't like it. 11 was the one that we didn't play a lot because we just didn't have, it wasn't widely accessible here. 12 was the one that a lot of people played, and even people who liked it said, yeah, I like this game, but it doesn't feel like what we're used to out of Final Fantasy. But Phoenix Storm, thank you so much in the hunt with a Twitch Prime subscribe for, doesn't say. But thank you so much, and that triggered a hype train. So if you guys have bits, gift subs, anything, regular subs that you want to upload, renew, you're more than welcome to do that now. 9 was a love letter. Yeah, so it would feel closer to the others. We all know that every Final Fantasy game is just Star Wars, but yeah, 10 was the last one that was traditional, just straight up turn-based, and then everything was sort of a different twist on that, which is fine. I'm okay with that. Even the turn-based Final Fantasy games have slightly different battle systems. Yeah, I mean, it's not even just the battle system. It's a lot of the time it's the gear up system. You know, you had espers, and the espers in 6 they taught you the spells permanently, and then you had materia, which the materia leveled up, and then it would master on its own, or it would master, it would duplicate when it was mastered. And you had all of these different systems. 5, I didn't play. The last time I played 5 was a very long time ago, but 4 was, that's why I always say 4 I think is the most traditional of what I think of when I think of RPGs. Like, even when I go back to Final Fantasy 1, 4 was just an enhanced version of that. That's why I always tell people, if you want me to give you an RPG, like a turn-based RPG that is traditional, I usually would recommend something like Final Fantasy 4. I feel like it is structurally similar to most things, right? It's got a good skeleton for turn-based RPGs. Trios, thank you so much. Dropping the 5 gift subs. Very much appreciate that, Trios. Thank you for your Trios. If I ever need to get something shipped from you, if I ever need a $500 shipping fee, that'll cut into that a little bit. So thank you. You all get cheese and ham on your subs. I guess people like that sort of thing. 12 is straight Star Wars. I know it's kind of cringe, but I really like 10-2's battle system. I wasn't vibing with that. I don't even think it was the battle system. I think it was just the game itself. I don't know. That's another one that maybe if I go back to, I would probably like it. 12 also has a striking amount of similarities to Xenoblade 1. Interesting. Oh, excuse me. 10 was very divisive at launch. People think it was considered the last great one. It was hated a lot at the start, but be it the VA, the slow combat, the sphere grid, blitzball. Yeah, like, notice, like, in every one of those, I remember people saying, I like it except for, and then it was one of those things. People didn't like the voice acting. They thought that the combat was a little bit slower. They had the sphere grid. Even back then, I never understood why the sphere grid got so much hate. Thank you so much, Sentinel, for the 50 bits. I very much appreciate that. If anybody's got some bits, you're more than welcome to throw them into the pile. There, we're almost at level 3. What do you want on your sub? I don't know. I got nothing. Kind of wild to say 10 is the last traditional one, because most old Final Fantasy games are ATB rather than turn-based, like 10 and 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I Stone, and you're right to really clarify, to specify between those two. It's always kind of funny to me, because I always kind of just thought of the active time battle system as turn-based. To me, that's turn-based. It's just how you determine the turns. I look at them both as turn-based games. It's just one of them is active time and one of them is sort of steady. Because even something like Final Fantasy 1, you pick your moves and then they go intertwine with the enemy. But the order that the two of you go in is random. It's not even based on anything like your stats. Because if that were the case, everybody, like, whoever had the highest speed would always be the first one to act, and that's not the case. In Final Fantasy 1, you pick all of your moves for that turn, the enemy has moves, and then it's random who goes. Fearless Fighter, thank you so much. Another 100 bits. Very much appreciate that. I consider 9 the Wind Waker of Final Fantasy. It makes a lot of callbacks to previous games that was initially hated before getting vindicated by history. Not a bad comparison. I actually wouldn't say that that's a bad comparison. Not to mention after 7 and especially 8, 9 was sort of a return to something that was it had the little more chibi style characters. Not fully chibi, but it had the little super deformed characters. The designs were much more whimsical in both the characters and the world than 8 or even 7, right? 7, you had some wacky designs in 7, but I wouldn't go so far as to call any of them whimsical. 8, definitely not. 8 was like what's the best way to describe 8? 8 was like a really sad adventure that a bunch of kids had at the mall, right? 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 Squall walked out of a Hot Topic one day, fell for the girl that walked out of a Forever 21 or a Claire's, right? Renoa's purely right out of a Claire's. That's kind of like, there was definitely the Final Fantasy VIII was the kids at the mall. Lilac, thank you so much for the 50 bits. Don't you get that level higher? And Wordy, thank you so much for 225 bits. Oh, we're so close to level 3. Hold on, go back up. Last time I used bits was when they stopped giving them away for free. Yeah, I know. That's a shame when that happened. Hey, there we go. Level 3 hype train. Thank you so much. Who is that? Wordy with another 46 bits and Fearless Fighter with 50 bits. Okay, you can stop now. We made it to level 3. We're good. Thank you though. I appreciate that. I really do. No. Go back up. Pretty much most of it has come true to some extent. So it's likely that is also on the table. Wait, hold on. What are we talking about? I look forward to you playing 16 today, unless you end up doing the dungeon tomorrow. No. We're going to be playing 16 today. I'd love for 9 to get the remake tribute. I mean, there's the big rumor is that it's going to be. Pretty much. The Sphere Grid. Is that another one? Okay, no. The Sphere Grid, while just overly long, was super simple. The only issue was it made the end game team redundant, as everyone ends up being able to melee 99,999, have quick hit. It just came down to multi-hit or overdrive. My only problem with the Sphere Grid was I tried to do something fun like make Kumari a healer. I've told you this before. And I figured, oh, this is great because I can customize how the characters are. So, maybe I could have one like the generic healer character be a really strong fighter or something, and it didn't really tune to that. Like I tried to make Kumari the healer because I figured the big lion guy, he's gonna be the fighter guy. So I was like, oh, I'll do something interesting with him. And you saw what I did with Petra, so I like doing that stuff. But the Sphere Grid, it didn't let you do that. It wasn't responsive enough to let me do that. So I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it's just, that's my problem with it. It looked like it gave you choice, but it just felt kind of, it was kind of choiceless in a way. It's based on stats, but like D&D, you roll for turn order. Yeah, ATB is your timer. We have a timer that we see, and then the enemies would have a timer, and then whoever's timer gets to the top, that's their turn. But you still go in that order. That's my point when I say that ATB and turn-based are kind of the same thing. You build up a meter, but you still take your moves in turns. It just differently determines how you take that turn. Whereas an action system, you actively move around the entire time and you're pressing buttons and you're doing real-time buttons. You know what I mean? If you are an active time battle system and you select a spell that's long to cast, you don't necessarily go next. You wait for that. Whereas in an action game, you will. You run up and you hit a button and you attack and you attack. Like, that's how it works. So yeah, I never really consider them that. I know functionally they are, or structurally they are, but functionally they're kind of the same thing. It's just you can see the bar in active turn base. Active turn base. Yeah, 8 is like teen drama. Which makes sense because there is a Laguna in 8. Look, Final Fantasy VIII Laguna Beach. That's why he said that. I have a bad time getting any proper connection between Renoa and Squall. It really does. For me, Trios, it didn't happen until disc 3. That was when it really happened, especially the space stuff, the stuff in the ship, which sounds weirder than it actually is, but it is also weird. He only falls for her if you the god was this say fall in love. Otherwise, he hates everyone all game until the plot goes. But we write a romance ending. Love how 8 gameplay looks like it looks. I love how 8 looks. The gameplay just needs work. Which, ironically, I wasn't completely against the gameplay. I do think that it needs some revamping. Just to make it not absolutely breakable. But I think the graphics. I think the graphics need an overhaul. No, that's no problem, Wordy. I appreciate it. I don't want the 9 remake to be another action RPG. No, I see for 9 I would want you to keep that gameplay, and I would want it to be I don't think 9 lends itself very well to an action structure. I know you can do it. I know it's entirely possible, but I feel like it wouldn't lend itself very well to an action structure. 7 I think did. I think any problems that I have with Remake and Rebirth are not related to the fact that it's an action game. I think it's more related to all right, so technically it is. I have problems with some things outside of the action aspect of the game. Some of the problems that I have, though, are as an action game, I feel like it does both of them. I feel like they do some things wrong, which I won't get into right now. We kind of talked about it before, but just certain aspects of the combat, like things that as an action game you shouldn't be doing, and the game and not doing things that the game should be doing. That was my problem. It was like they built you an action game, but they didn't talk to people who are extremely familiar. So there were a few things that you were left kind of like, I get it's an action game, but, and then you had some complaint related to the action game. But the problems that I have with those games are more related to other things besides that. If I told you the party was the hero is a blonde orphan living in a desert area who has a run-in with the Empire, teaming up with a charismatic rogue and his tall, furry companion. Then they rescue a princess who is leading a rebellion to oppose the Empire. Am I talking about Final Fantasy 12 or Star Wars? Blonde orphan living in a desert who has a run-in with the Empire, teaming up with a charismatic rogue and his tall, furry companion. And they rescue a princess who is leading a rebellion to oppose the Empire. Let's see here. I mean, it really could be either one. It really could be either one. Same game with full-on 3D environment instead of the pre-rendered back. Yeah, exactly. That's what I would want. In an ATB system, enemies will keep attacking if you don't do it. Yeah, and again, it's active. See, I always thought it was called active time battle because the time stayed moving while you were doing it. Which I guess is the same thing. Yeah, and Gold, you're right. That's the thing. But again, that's sort of my point though, is that it's not that it's the enemy's turn. It's that they have a meter, and then when it gets there, it's their turn. Whereas in an action-based game, because when it's the enemy's turn, you have to sit there and take that turn. You have to wait, right? It's their turn to move and cast their spell or do whatever they're going to do, so you have to wait for that. Whereas in an action game, I could move out of the way. That's what I think of as the difference. That's why it's not your turn based. Yeah, in Pokemon, your opponents don't get their turn until you take your. Yeah, so like in Pokemon, for instance, you each get a turn and then you each get another turn, and it's always structured that way. You know, sure, you can sleep and stuff like that, but it's always structured that way. In Final Fantasy 1, you have 4 characters. You pick what each of them are going to do, and then you don't pick again until all of the heroes and all of the enemies have had their turn and everything is resolved. But the order in which they both attack is random. So, and it's not tied to anything. Like I said, because if that were the case, if you have a ninja on your team who usually has the highest speed or agility or something, they'd always go first, and they don't. You pick your moves, they pick their moves, and then it's randomized until everyone goes, and then you go again. So it's turn-based, but it's also random. But no one would hesitate to call it turn-based. Only job I never unlocked was Scholar. As the only mage I had leveled through, I had leveled enough to go through the Atmos Gate as White Mage, and Benediction didn't count for the mage's 2-hour move. Laguna also knows the man with the boner. H charm comes from being break. Yeah, I like it. I like it for that. I kind of like the story, even though I don't really remember it. But I mean, it's been 20 years since I played it. Another comparison to 9 Wind Waker. Both games start with the kid joining the pirates. And thank you again. We completed the level 2 hype train. I very, very much appreciate that. Thank you so much, everybody. I don't know if you got some emotes or anything, but I don't know if they did anything for that. I think 8 will feel a lot more consistent if they just forced the Squall Renoa romance. I think so too. Giving the choice and then saying, well, it didn't matter because we wrote a romantic ending messes with the game's tone far much. Yeah, I would have been fine if they wrote in that romance. I would have been totally fine with that. 8 has a cool world. I feel that I'll be able to better gather my thoughts about 8 when I stream it later next month. I bought it. I bought it when it was on sale, so I will probably get around to playing it again. I did start it a little bit because I wanted to see what it looked like, but I will get around to playing 8 again. I do want to try that again, especially with modern upgrades and quality of life stuff. That should make it a lot easier to get through. I saw a video where someone molded Freya from 9 into remake. She looked like a character at Disneyland. Modded. Luke was not exactly against the Empire at first, though. He kind of was. No, he was, because he wanted to join. He wanted to go and join the academy or something, and then like when he's talking to Obi-Wan, he says, the rebellion against the Empire, and I think it was Obi-Wan that he was talking to. And I think in the deleted scene, when he like before all of the stuff happened, when he was talking to Biggs, that's where he got the idea to leave, because Biggs was going to join, and he was going to probably try and join up with the rebellion. Like, there are deleted scenes that imply that Luke knew about the rebellion, and the problem was that the war itself wasn't out there, right? The Empire didn't really pay attention to the Outer Rim, but there are bits and pieces that say that Luke did know of the rebellion and he wanted to join. In turn-based, you respond to the outcome of the turn. I don't know. I don't, because that's, I guess. What are we talking about here? We were talking about like turn-based versus active time battle, and I don't know how we got on this stuff. I never know how we get on this stuff. The reason they get for not being able to rename the party other than Squall and Renoa. I finished 8 twice. I think I finished 8 twice, but it was back then when I first played it, and then I think I played it a couple months later. I think 8 was a very ambitious game, but not all of that ambition blended together. As a result, it wasn't enough to carry itself. Because they all had nicknames, like, as kids. Wait, hold on. What are we talking about there? I played 8 earlier this year. It was my favorite time playing it, with all new features that make it more fun. So I think if I play it now, I feel like it'd be more accessible now. That makes a bit more sense. Y'all kept jumping to different. Oh yeah. We were just talking about like turn-based versus active time battle, and hang on 1 second here. Okay. Sorry, I got a message. I think the issue now is, as Eric talked about before, both wanting to be specific and not specific. So we debate over what does turn-based even truly mean. Yeah, well, I mean, it's the same thing. Whenever people bring up that stuff, like whenever we talk about, we joke about, oh, it's an RPG, and we talk about that. Something that and I think we've said this before, is just that I feel like we were very limited back then. In 97, look at the RPGs that you had back then. First of all, you didn't question what an RPG was back then. We didn't have enough games. We didn't have enough genre crossing for us to really question what one type of game was versus another type of game. And now we kind of do, right? You've got platformers with RPG elements. You've got action games with RPG elements. You've got RPGs with driving elements, right? You've got so many different things, and there's so much bleed over in genres that it's difficult to even ask the question. Like any game you can, I feel like there's a lot of games you can do that with. You know, when you look at a what's the difference between a Metroidvania and a platformer? You know, is a platformer very linear? What if a platformer has multiple paths that you can go to and it's not stage based? You know, at what point do you have to stop calling it that? At what point do you call it a Metroidvania? What you know, what even is a Metroidvania? Since it kind of goes all over the place. You know, we've had the RPG discourse time and time again about, well, what's an RPG? All right, well, does it mean that? Like Skyrim, and it's all over the place. You know, so, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I feel like that's actually kind of a good thing, because maybe you didn't play RPGs as a kid because you didn't like that. You like something that was maybe you like the level based system and growing your stats, but maybe you didn't like the turn based combat. So now you have a game that has that sort of growth system, but is an action game. But now you have to wade through the discourse of, is this an action game or is it an RPG? It's like, what does it matter? It doesn't really matter. Give me one second. It's a pipeline. It goes Metroidvania to Wario Land to Shantae to Sonic to DKC to Mario. I don't think RPGs should mix with a lot of genres. But that's the whole problem, is that then what defines, and we're not doing that, but I'm saying that that's the problem, is that what defines an RPG? The stat growing, the intricate story. What if you have an intricate story, but it's an action-based game? What if you have the stat growth, but it's a platformer? What if you have these RPG sort of combat where you have random combat with a separate screen? Because that was always a hallmark of RPGs, was that the action was not on the screen. You would get into a fight and it would transition to a battle screen, and then there was an entirely separate battle system. There are driving games that do that. There's stuff like Tokyo Extreme Racer back in the day, where that's what you would do. You would drive around the map, and then when you would get into a battle with a car, it would sort of it wasn't really an instance or anything, but it would kind of lock you into a battle with them. So was that an RPG, or was that a driving? And it had RPG elements, right? You would race, you would win money, you'd get a little bit of experience, you'd be able to soup up your car a little bit. That was we used to call it, there was another game that Square Enix actually did, or Squaresoft, Driving Emotion Type S. That was the same thing. That was a driving game with RPG elements. So, but if you told somebody that was an RPG and they were expecting Final Fantasy and they played Driving Emotion or Tokyo Extreme Racer, they wouldn't know what the hell to think. This is why I used to have the discourse about the 3D Metroidvania, like the term Metroidvania specifically. That was always 2D for me because of what it sort of implied. I always felt that was a bit more specific of a term. Yeah, then the game would lack variety. Yeah, if it didn't have that, it would lack variety. If it was a pure racing game, you would say, I kind of wish that I could level up my character. I wish that I had stats. I wish that I had a stat tree that I could grow. It's like, all right, well, that's an RPG element. Those are things that were traditionally in what we used to call role-playing games. And so that's what I mean. It's just that there's a lot of bleed over, and I think that that's fine. I think that that's okay. I like that. I like that you have a crisscross of what you like and what you don't like. Is mayonnaise an RPG? No, because mayonnaise is always a terrible level. Ah. Uh, yeah, I play racing games to race. Yeah, but I don't. But I don't care about leveling characters for racing games. But some people do, and that's what I'm saying is that I like that there's a lot of bleed over because some people do. Some people don't want to play a pure racing game. Some people don't want to play San Francisco Rush, and they don't want to play something that feels arcadey because that's the problem when you don't have a ton of things in a game, in a racing game. It can tend to feel a little arcadey. Then you've got stuff like Gran Turismo because Gran Turismo is a little bit too elaborate. Gran Turismo, you have to keep racing and unlocking things and unlock the ability to buy new cars and earn money and not really experience, but you do have to unlock different facilities to do things. Some people love that stuff and some people don't. Some people say, I wish I didn't have to do this. It's like, but that's why I'm happy. I'm happy that if you like a driving game and you like all of that sim stuff, you get to play Gran Turismo. If you like driving games and you don't like all that sim stuff, there's plenty of arcade games out there for you. Arcadey style or something that is just a little bit less elaborate than because Gran Turismo is like Gran Turismo and I think Forza are really high up there. As far as like simulation stuff. But Forza I think is a little bit lower. I think frustration comes from game introducing RPG elements into games that end up making the game very grindy. Sure. And that's fine. And that's understandable. And you could say that the other way around. I mean, that's the whole discourse about the Final Fantasy games right now, about the remake and rebirth games, is that you took what used to be a more pure RPG and was considered the hallmark of those games, and you did it the other way around. You introduced action elements into that game. So whereas somebody who likes an action game would say, who put all these RPG things here? RPG fans looked at the remake and rebirth and said, who put all these action games here? That's why I understand. I understand that people don't want that stuff for the things that first of all they love, but that were also kind of viewed as pure. You know, they were viewed as, this was the gold standard. You know, Final Fantasy, at least in the US, Final Fantasy was considered the gold standard for those kinds of role-playing games. And now it's not anymore. They don't really do that. My complaint is then play something else. This isn't, we're at a point now where it's not like you have nothing. That's my, whenever I defend the action nature of Rebirth and Remake, my argument is it's not like there's nothing. It's if you want that old school Final Fantasy turn-based RPG traditional feeling, there are dozens, if not hundreds, of games for you to play that are exactly what you're looking for. Just because they don't have Final Fantasy on the box, that shouldn't mean anything. I mean, there's some of the best games in that genre come from the same company. They just don't say Final Fantasy. Play Octopath. Octopath Traveler 2 is considered one of the best games of last year, especially when it comes to RPGs. Play that. God of War added RPG elements. Yeah, there you go. God of War added RPG elements for what was it, 2018? A lot of people think that's the best game in the franchise. I've seen some people say they liked it more than Ragnarok. I think I liked it more than Ragnarok a little bit. That's why Ridge Racer 4 was the best. I had a nice middle ground that doesn't exist anymore. That's a shame, too. And how about driving games with social links? You know what, Kia? For as much as I crap on social links, a driving game franchise with a built-in social structure might be a pretty cool idea. You get in with your friends, right? Like Animal Crossing or something, where they visit your garage. It's like a sim garage that you build up and you have stuff, and then you get in with your friends, and then that's how you do races. And maybe you go out and you race garage versus garage, and there's a way to do something like that. That would be kind of fun. That would be a more social experience. A social racing experience would actually be kind of cool. Even though I wouldn't engage in it. Yeah, even Stellar Blade has a few RPG elements. What's the same? Because like isn't the same as it. It's like telling Metroid fans don't ask for more. Just play Metroidvanias. Most tell you they do. It's not the same. The problem though, Dragoon, is if you're looking for the exact same, you need to play the exact same game. Even in Final Fantasy, you're not going to get a game that's exactly like Final Fantasy VI. There is not another numbered Final Fantasy game that is exactly like Final Fantasy VI. So if you're going to start arguing, no, I don't want it to be kind of like that, I want it to be the exact same one, then the only answer is to play the exact same game. Because even in the same franchise, you're not going to get the exact same experience out of two different games. They're always going to be different games. There are no two other than no, they're not even that. There are no two exactly the same Zelda games. None of them are. There are 3 Final Fantasy Tactics games, and they are all different enough. The 2 and 3 are more similar, obviously, than the first one, but they're all different enough. They've all got different enough mechanics that they stand on their own. So the argument of, well, no, I don't want it to be kind of like it, I want it to be the exact same thing. The only answer to that is to just play the exact same game then. Because you're not good. You can't play a different game and then expect the exact same experience. That's just the same game. It doesn't work. There are like 5 Fire Emblem games and they're all just Fire Emblem 1 again. Wind Waker and Wind Waker HD. Oh, brother, here we go. I knew somebody was going to bring it up. And even then, I didn't play the Wind Waker HD, but even then, you'll get people that complain about it because maybe they made some things easier so the experience isn't exactly the same. How many times did we hear about that? Oh, in the remake, they made this much easier. So it's not really, you're not having the same experience. It's like, okay. Like, you can't even have that. Like, there are people that were complaining about Skyward Sword making things easier. You know, they were people that were happy that Skyward Sword made things easier. It's just like, if you want the exact same thing, the only solution is to play the exact same game. There's no other answer. Not the exact same, but even we have to admit that those core 10-ish Final Fantasy games shared a core that are universally pretty accepted as the same feeling. No. I think aesthetically, a lot of them, I think aesthetically, most of them were different from each other. I think that the combat elements were, for the most part, different. What was the same? A menu-based combat system? Fight, magic. Magic was done very differently in a lot of the games, right? 6 had the Esper system. 4 had a standard leveling system and locked classes. The job system was the same, was different in a lot of them. The stat growth was different in a lot of them. Some of them you can equip, some of them you can't. The amount of characters for the most part, right? 4 had you were locked into characters. 6 let you pick characters at a certain point in the game. Like, I would argue that they were all different enough that, sure, they had some similar elements, but they were also different enough that you could distinguish them from each other. They were different enough that you could pick one that you liked and one that you didn't. Or you could easily pick which one you preferred the most. They were definitely different enough for that. Wii U Gamepad made item switching way more seamless. My PS5 was always running the fan like a leaf blower. It would never stop. People also tend to hate remakes for how they look and sound. I've seen people hate remakes just for being remakes. Obviously, not everyone. Like, yeah, there were some things in Thousand Year Door remake the video that I was watching that I was like, I feel like people are going to complain about that. I feel like people are going to say, when we were watching the video and I pointed out the lighting on the fireball item, I was like, I feel like people are going to, they're going to complain that the lighting effects aren't that great. I myself said that I feel like the lighting on the characters looked, because of the shadows, it looks a little duller sometimes for the character models. People say FFRPG, what do they ask for? Not one game. They go, like 1 through 10. Yeah, they ask for 1 through 10, and And you could easily say, and Dragoon, you would not be wrong to look at them and say, something like 1 through 10. That's 10 pretty dramatically different things. That's 10, because if you said 10 and someone said Sphere Grid, you'd piss somebody off. If you said 2 and they said Job System, considering how broken 2's job system was the way they did it, they would say, no, not like that. All right, so what is it that you want? You want a game that is fundamentally, let me ask you if this is fair. You want a game that is fundamentally similar in combat style, but has enough differences to stand on its own and have its own identity. Is that fair to say? Is that fair? That's what people would want? They want something that from a combat standpoint feels relatively similar to the thing that they're familiar with, but is also different enough to have its own identity. Yeah, you could easily say it's very broad. Paper Mario Adventure DX Director's Cut. Is that fair? I think that's fair to say. So why wouldn't you get that from Octopath Traveler? Isn't that what Octopath Traveler is? Isn't Bravely Default a party-based, menu-based combat system, elaborate RPG that is very similar to Final Fantasy 1 through 10, but also different enough to stand on its own and have its own identity? Isn't that exactly what that is? If Octopath Traveler 1 and 2 said Final Fantasy on the box, why would that change the reception of the game? It could have, right? Aesthetically, it looked like a Final Fantasy game. I mean, most people saw Octopath Traveler and the first thing they thought was, this looks like Final Fantasy 6. It has a similar turn-based combat system that we're used to with menu-based selections. It has a limited cast of characters that are able to grow on their own as a story. I mean, obviously, the only problem with Octopath 1 specifically was the nature of the end game, but fundamentally, that's exactly what you would get. Yeah, you don't get to see it. That's the only thing you'd have to do. You'd have to throw in the series staples, right? The attacks would have to be chocobos and moogles and stuff. And you need somebody named Sid. Because the locations are always different. It's not like there's always a Midgard or a Midgar. It's not like there's always these things. Like, you would just need some of the staple things like summon attacks. And you don't even technically need summon attacks. You just need to have the summons be part of the game somehow. And some of the staple enemies. But other than that, it's the same thing. The gameplay could be Octopath could be 100% the same thing, and you literally just have to reskin the enemies, and some of the attacks that you do could probably be changed to incorporate summon monsters. Other than that, it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing, in that it is familiar combat-wise, but different enough everywhere else. It would be the same thing. Go back over here. Oh, so combats are... Wait, hold on. Combat's also different, too. You have 10's hard turn-based system closer to D&D turn system. The old turn system that changes at the start of each round, and the active turn system, which, again, changed from game to game, too. Yeah, and they were all Final Fantasies. 10HD got that complaint because it was based on the EU version, which was international. EU and Japan had the harder game. NA got an easier 10 on the PS2. No Dark Aeons, no Penance, less MP and strong moves. Less MP on strong moves. Meanwhile, EU, JP, and then HD all had Dark Aeons Penance. All spells and abilities cost 3 to 4 times as much. The Apology was Anima. Oh, and NA Oblivion was a single hit, maxing 99,999. HD does 16 hits, each hitting 100,000. Let's just say 100,000. Octopath is also not an ATB system, like the old Final Fantasies were. Yeah, you don't get series staples like Chocobos and Moogles, all the other enemies, and so on, and Bravely and Octopath. I generally agree, but it's not the same thing. Yeah, so I can get the complaint. But yeah, but you literally fix that, Ryan, by just reskinning the enemies, right? Because they were all original enemies in Octopath and Bravely Default. If you just reskin them, some of them were probably close enough. You could probably just rename them because not all, the designs weren't one-to-one between all the Final Fantasy games. Sometimes they would tweak them a little bit. So, the Tonberry in, what is it, 16? The one that looks like an Elden Ring monster. No one questions that that's a Tonberry. Everybody accepts that it looks vastly different, but nobody questions it because it kind of looks like what we're familiar with, and it's called a Tonberry. So we're fine with it. We accept that the design changed a little bit. So yeah, the Octopath 2 thing, the Bravely thing, if you just reskin or rename the enemies, and you add something summon related, and you do Chocobos and Moogles somewhere, you're fine. It looks, but you don't change anything else. You don't change the story. You don't change the location names. You don't change the character names. You don't change the combat, the way it works with the whole charging up, and I forget what it was called. You don't change any of that, and it's a Final Fantasy game. Sid's in every Final Fantasy 1, 2. Was he in 1? I don't think he was. Was he in 1? I don't remember if he was in 1 or not. Trying to justify the change that happened in Final Fantasy, we no longer consider it as consistently as we used to when it was the RPG franchise, which is also an interesting idea to consider. I'm gonna watch those Akuma and Slayer trailers. I wasn't gonna watch them on stream. I should I watch it? I mean, I don't. The problem, Ryan, is that I don't really have like should I watch these on stream? I just don't have a lot of. I mean, Strive. God knows I'm not gonna play Strive anymore. I've given up on that one. And 6 I never played. Should I watch them on stream? Slayer's trailer's a banger. Maybe I should watch it. You got to do something with 4 magic crystals. Yeah, there you go. That's what you need in Octopath. You need the 4 magic crystals. And the elements. You got to have the elements. I mean, the easiest way to do that with in Octopath, the easiest way to do the elements thing is to just say that because you had 8 characters, you could say that 2 of them are related to fire, and that's why their power up moves work a certain way, and then 2 of, you know what I mean, 2, 2, 2, and 2, and then that's the easiest way that you can do that. Go for it just for the content. No. I clicked them and I have them here. No. I have them. It's just I wasn't sure if I should watch those on stream. I just don't have any it's not like wow moments for me, so I wasn't sure if I should watch them. People complain but accepted. 12's Bahamut, Shiva, Ifrit. This was Bahamut. Let me see. Stop moving. Yeah, what the heck? That's not even a summon monster at the tower. Shiva. Oh, so they use the names for things. Yeah, for like giant ships or something like that. Yeah, and that's fine. That feels like Final Fantasy. They're not even monsters. And it feels like Final Fantasy. And that's fine. That's why remember the Final Fantasy movie, Spirits Within? What a banger that was. One of the complaints about that movie was that it wasn't a lot of Final Fantasy stuff that was in there. Like they were searching for these elements of life that were existing on the planet somewhere, and then at one point one of them was a bird in the desert. And it was this random bird flying around. If you made that a chocobo, everybody would have been happier. There was a satellite or something that did some sort of giant laser attack from space. I forget what the satellite was called. If you had called the satellite Bahamut, it would have made everybody a lot happier. It would have been like, oh, okay, there's your final, these are your, I mean, the movie was still what the movie was, but there would have been more Final Fantasy references. And again, you don't have to change anything about the movie. If you just made that a chocobo and you made that station Bahamut, because the attack that it does looks like Bahamut Zero from Final Fantasy VII. If you would have just made those little changes, you would have at least come away from the movie thinking, all right, well, they tried to like incorporate Final Fantasy. The problem with that movie, other than other aspects to it, was that it just didn't feel like Final Fantasy. What's this? Zodiac. Zeromus, Exodus, Chaos, Ultima, Adremo. I know some of these names. Espers of the Zodiac. That's kind of cool. That's how they kind of did it. Just not related to the story. For all different but the same. You in fact kind of justify the power alone of inserting those familiar elements. Those are core to the franchise, but without them, it's like blank butt. And also argues more like we said, someone like Final Fantasy, I wouldn't just say play Dragon Quest because they're very different kinds, even though they're very similar. But that's what I mean. Even with Final Fantasy, I think Octopath is similar. I think if you change those elements and you put Final Fantasy on the box, I think it feels like a Final. I think Octopath feels like a Final Fantasy game, specifically. In fact, I complained about 12 is it didn't feel very Final Fantasy at times because it only used the names as window dressing. But I don't know. I think it looks cool. That was what 12 got for summons. Both Spirits Within and Shyamalan's Signs traumatized me, but somehow Scream didn't. Octopath is distinctly different than a Final Fantasy game in many core parts. I don't know. I yeah, but no. I mean, is it any more different than 6 to 7? Than 7 to 8, than 8 to 9, 9 to 10? Like, is it any more different than that? Is it any more, especially 9 to 10, is it any more different than just what we call the evolution of a franchise? Is it so dramatically different that we couldn't see it? If it had all of those changes, right? If it had all of the window dressing, so to speak, and it said Final Fantasy on the box, do you think it's close enough for us to say they tried some different things, but it's still Final Fantasy? But it's still, they tried a different combat system, but it has a lot of the same elements. It has a lot of the different elements. It has a leveling system. It has an equipment system, magic points. Like, is it so much different than the other games that we wouldn't just look at it as the next game in the series and they're changing it up because they always change it up? There are no two Final Fantasies one after another that are exactly the same, or even, I mean, I feel like maybe 4 to 5. Maybe 4 to 5 is probably, you would say, all right, that's kind of close, right? But then 6, I felt like 6 was very different. Maybe 6 to 7. Maybe you could try and argue that the Esper system and the Materia system are just, I equip crystals in order to power up, right? Like if you're stretching, but look at that, you have to stretch in order to do it. 5 is very different from 4. I haven't played 5 in forever, so I don't remember. I don't think so, but to me it is. But to a point we said above, I think 16 would be as received as it was without the Final Fantasy name and number. If it had different summoners, would it have been received the same way? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's also kind of hard to say because we're several installments into what apparently people think is the worst era for Final Fantasy. It's not like it's 13 again or it's 12 or something. It's 16. It's and that's sort of my biggest complaint is that if you think this action turn towards Final Fantasy is so terrible, then I have to ask why you're still trying them. Check it out. Find out it's action-based, decide you don't like action-based games, and then find something else. It's not like there's nothing out there to play. Listen, the harsh reality is and this is, I feel like this is always my hottest take. Not every game's going to be for you. I don't care what the hell it says on the box. I don't care if it says Final Fantasy and you've been playing Final Fantasies for 30 years. I don't care if you like any franchise that you've been playing for a long time. If the franchise has evolved into something that you don't like, then you move on. At some point, you have to be the responsibility has to be on you to stop engaging in something that you actively don't like. I get it. You're sad. It sucks. You remember the heyday of Final Fantasy. You remember being excited for 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. and you want that excitement again. But here's the reality. You're not going to get that excitement again on a fundamental level. You're not going to get that excitement again because the air around video games is different. No, you're not going to ever, almost ever, you're almost never, there we go, let's say that. You're almost never going to be as excited for a game as you were when you were 16 and it was summer and your favorite game came out and you were going to spend all day playing it. You know why? Because you've got social media discourse that you have to navigate around. You've got real life responsibilities like your job and your family and everything else going on in the world because we're just inundated with information. Every aspect, every corner of playing video games is different. You're never going to recapture that feeling of the games that you loved from 20 years ago because the entire environment around video games is fundamentally different than it was back then. And I got news for you. It's probably going to be different 20 years from now. It's true. It's a harsh lesson. And it sucks. It sucks to have somebody tell you that your favorite hobby is probably not your favorite hobby anymore. That's a hard lesson for people to listen to. That maybe you just don't love video games as broadly as you used to anymore. Because there's a lot more out there. There's so much more out there, and there's so many ways to accept it and to engage in it. And it's just never going to be the same experience. It's never going to be the all-encompassing corner of your life that it used to be. So you're never going to look at it the same way. It takes a lot more to fall in love with the game the way we used to fall in love with a genre the way we used to. It takes a lot more. And I'm not saying it's not possible. But you just have to accept it, and you have to decide for yourself how you're going to change with it. That's it. You don't want to change. Listen, I'm going to give you a life lesson. We're going to watch these videos. I'm going to give you a life lesson though right before that. You don't want to change. No one wants to change. No one who likes what was happening before wants that to change. But it's going to change. It always does. Sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's for the worse. But either way, it's just different. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with different. You just have to decide when is too different for you. And when you just don't want to be a part of it anymore. Maybe there'll come a day where you don't like RPGs anymore because you don't like the way RPGs have evolved. Maybe there'll be a day when you just don't play video games anymore. Because you don't like the way the industry has evolved. It's just the way it is. It sucks. It sucks to think that your favorite hobby is probably not your favorite hobby anymore. But for a lot of people, it is still their favorite. And it's still awesome. I still love video games. I still think it's great. Even I always, people say, what's my favorite genre of games? And there was a time when I would immediately say RPGs. And now I don't necessarily say that anymore. And it's not because I think RPGs have gotten worse. It's not because of the intrusion of other genres into the RPG genre. It's simply because I personally don't have the time to put into them the way I used to. So it's harder for me to engage in them. That's not a video game problem. That's just a me problem. Okay. Sorry, I was ranting and I skipped a bunch of stuff there. Yeah, I mostly got around the social media crap by burying my head in the sand. And then Lilac. Have you gotten any discourse for burying your head in the sand? It's exactly what I'm talking about. It's just difficult. It's difficult nowadays. I was saying, it's so fun. Story's very Toriyama. The humor is great. Story right now is very basic, but serves to drive the plot and get more vehicles and parts. The customization of the vehicles is quite a lot more than expected. It's very quick to get the stuff you need to make the parts or upgrade your vehicles. Probably, but my head's too far in the sand to notice. What are you? Yeah, now we have an entire industry. Yeah, you're not wrong there. As much as you want to, as much as I tell people that it's probably time to move on, there is an entire industry telling you not to. I know you want to move on from what was the old thing, but remember that old thing? It's awesome. Okay. Do you guys know there's also a Sandland? There's a Sandland anime, really? Laharo, it's a sucky lesson to learn, but it's an important one to learn. It is. At some point, it has to be your fault. It has to be you. It's not that it's your fault. It has to be your responsibility to decide if you want to continue on. And you never advertise it. Yeah, I feel like I've never seen anything for the anime. Oh, it's on Disney Plus, so no one's talking about it. Oh, it's on Disney Plus jail because they don't advertise it. Oh, I watched the first few episodes of this it's what the hell? It's one of those crazy anime names. Chillin' in a dungeon with a level 2 with cheat codes, or level 999 cheat codes or something. It's got like 3 episodes. It's fun. I like it. I think that it's a lot of fun. There's also an anime that has 1 episode up. Yeah, the level 2 isekai. No, I haven't tried Kaiju number 8. I did watch this other. There's only 1 episode. Megaton Musashi. It's only 1 episode. It's fine. It's. I think that's the kind of show that I would probably wait until there's more of to get a better feel for it. It's fine. It moves at breakneck speed. That's my only problem with that. Is just like, I know it's the first episode, so you kind of have to get it all in there, but it is kind of like, wow, there was a lot like that you got in there. Paramount Rising to do a remake is actually a decent argument for why people will still complain. Because if you keep it up, maybe they'll go back to what you love. Yeah, and then if they don't go back to it, then it's your fault somehow, right? You didn't buy it enough, or you complain too much about 30 FPS, or it's always something. That's why it's always something. Megaton Musashi has 28 episodes. Why, when I clicked on it on Crunchyroll and it said 1 episode on Crunchyroll? It said 1 episode. Yeah, that was literally all that was up there. Yeah, Monkey Ball is dead because I didn't buy enough copies. Ugh, those poor monkeys. But Wario, Monkey Ball being dead isn't my fault. They should have put holes in those balls. That's the problem. That's what was wrong with Monkey Ball. Yeah, I watched Megaton Musashi and it was like 1 episode on Crunchyroll. Could someone confirm? Maybe was I watching the wrong thing? You know what's bad? You know what anime? I'm switching over now. You know what anime I'm waiting for more than anything? Because I don't really keep up with anime. I don't know what's coming and what's going to be the new hot thing for the season or anything. You know what anime I'm waiting for? Disney Plus is getting every Macross season. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for all of Macross to show up on Disney Plus. That's it. I'm glad the Sandland has turned out so good. It's a fantastic send off to Toriyama. Feel free to say no. Did you watch? No, I didn't watch Blue Exorcist. I only got a chance to watch a couple episodes of something yesterday. We did the charity event yesterday, and then I didn't tell you about Saturday. We're gonna watch this first. I didn't tell you about Saturday though. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get to a dungeon or not. So this is Guilty Gear Strive Season 3 Pass playable character Slayer. Oh no, hold on. I'm dropping stuff. Hang on. Sorry, my water bottle. So this, you can see it, right? Let me make sure it's not too loud.
Does this suit me, Shannon?
Oh, how dandy.
My lovely wife is waiting. Let's make this quick.
New character update! Season 3!
Try to calm down. Stress is bad for the blood.
Looks unclear. Why does the picture quality look bad? Hold on, I'm sorry. Why is it 480p? Here, 1080. What are you doing? Why is it 480p? Why did it do that? Yeah, it's only 1 episode, right? Megaten Musashi on Crunchyroll. Maybe it's on something else. Maybe the whole series is on. I mean, Crunchyroll doesn't have a lot of shows. Like there's some that are missed. Like Isekai Oji-san isn't on there. I was trying to watch I guess it's a Netflix original, or Netflix has the contract for what's it called, Dungeon Meshi, Delicious in Dungeon. That's not on Crunchyroll. It's only on Netflix. It sucks because I kind of want to watch that show.
Apologies.
There we go.
Can you stand? I should really learn to act my age. You still want a handicap? Good grief. Obstinacy grows into arrogance, you know. Show me your dandyism. No need to worry. I've gotten good at holding back. By all means, call for help.
My favorite part is when the vampire fought the priest.
Well, I'll be waiting patiently.
And is Blue Exorcist on Crunchyroll, by the way? His dukes define dandyism. Yeah, that's cool. I like his character design. I mean, I feel like I like all the character design. Whoa, wait a minute, hold on. Let's have a discussion here. Oh, I forgot who she was. I forgot who she was, but that's a great character design right there. Elfelt. Elfelt. There we go. Elfelt. Yeah, nope. What are you doing? Just like a standard Switch ad. The cute girl reminds me of Soul Eater. No jammer. Yeah, I mean, you put jam in the game and I'll come back. If you put jam in the game, I'll play it again. I'll tell you. Oh, it is on Crunchyroll. Because I said I was not like. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, so it is on Crunchyroll. All right, I'll check out an episode or two. So let me move this over here. Okay, so this is season 4 pass. Oh, so season 4 pass Jam's coming back? Oh, that's all I care about. That's it. I wanted to play, what was that, DFO, the Dungeon Fighter, the fighting game? I wanted to play that because I like Striker because it reminded me of Jam. It's the curse of licensing. A Crunchyroll license everything. They'd be accused of being a monopoly, or at least a bigger one. Sure, but also no one's really doing anything else, right? Like, I don't know. I guess Netflix has made a name for themselves as an anime distributor. I think that they've done. I mean, when you're talking about stuff like Delicious in Dungeon, I think that they've gotten to the point where people have accepted them as, yeah, check it out on Netflix. Like, I don't feel like anybody feels dirty watching anime on Netflix the way, like, when a few episodes of shows got onto Netflix, I felt like there was this sort of like, you're watching anime on Netflix. And, you know, if they had a Netflix original anime, you would like, oh God, Netflix original. I think we're kind of past that. I think we're kind of past the point where people are like, ew, Netflix. Not sorry, they're just smaller scale, but they own those rights now. High Dive, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime. See, like, Amazon Prime has anime, and that's where I watched, what did I watch on Amazon? Land of the Lustrous. That was where I watched Land of the Lustrous. And I thought that was fantastic. But it was also kind of like, wow, I never watched an anime on here before. Oh, no, a lot feel dirty using Crunchyroll. See, I don't feel dirty using Crunchyroll. I just don't care. That's my problem, is that I just don't care enough. I don't think they would. The people that complain about monopolies are currently complaining there are too many streaming services. Yeah, it's almost pointless to have these discussions, and I get the frustration of having some of these discussions because, yeah, you know, we don't want monopolies, but there's too many streaming services. All right, you want to condense them down to one? No, you want to condense them down to like 4? That's still too many. It's like, so you want a choice. You just want to feel like you have a choice. You don't care. Right, like when Embracer Groups split, makes a like 3 different groups of companies, you're not really gonna care right? You're going to look at those three groupings, and you're going to look at three games that come out from them, and you're going to be happy that it's not one company making all the games. Even though Embracer Group owns all of those, it's kind of like when people complain about different media groups, and then they're all like, isn't it like 6 companies own all of the media groups in the US? Probably the world. Right? Like, you know what I mean? It starts to become this thing where it's you want to complain about you don't like monopolies as long as you have a choice. But if there's 3 choices and way up the chain they're all owned by the same company, what's the difference? What's the you know what I mean? It's 3 different flavors of Duff coming out of one pipe. Because basically just Disney owns everything, and then there are not Disney that have the rest. Mr. Al, thank you so much. And how about they Twitch Prime subscribe for 50 months? 50 months. I left High Dive after experiencing way too many shows being geo-locked. I don't want to have to fiddle around with a VPN. I was going to say, yeah, just VPN. Though they skipped many arcs to get to Egghead for One Piece after Marineford. What is it? How dare Nintendo not make Ratchet and Clank? The issue is often if someone owns the rights, no one else can unless they sell them, expire, or die. The biggest way to help alleviate your service, license the popular and good stuff before Crunchyroll can. Which is fine, but then you just have to get something else, you know? I think the problem comes from it being good, right? If the Knuckles show was incredible, people would be upset that it's on Paramount Plus, but it sucked according to everybody. Knuckles was the worst thing that ever happened in the history of existence, so they don't care that it's on Disney on Paramount Plus. But if it was good, they'd be upset because, oh man, I already have Netflix and Crunchyroll and Disney Plus. I don't want to also have to get Paramount Plus. But they don't have to worry about that because according to them, it sucked. There's a lot of stuff Disney owns. I think this was before the Fox buyout. What's this? Oh, okay. So this is like the chart of everything they own. Look at that. They didn't have to, like, they didn't have to put it in the ears. That was unnecessary to shape it like the Disney, the Mickey head. That was unnecessary, but hilarious. Crunchyroll still consistently adds good stuff because they can't get all the good stuff. Why didn't Crunchyroll just... Well, because Crunchyroll is the one... Netflix isn't doing simulcast stuff, right? Netflix isn't doing like same time release or a few days after. Anything that's being simulcast from Japan is probably Crunchyroll. Oh, they are for some shows. Okay, I wasn't sure if they had started doing it yet. And yeah, Funimation shows are the best, are the ones that got the axe. And then you have the food, drinks, body care, and the like, which is 10 companies. Oh, yeah. You know, it's like, oh, no. Thank God we don't have to buy just Tide laundry detergent. Thank God there are other brands. It's just like, yeah, but they're all Procter & Gamble, man. Netflix or Hulu or someone else gets an anime a mini go. Why didn't Crunchyroll get it first? Yeah, because Crunchyroll is like, for the anime fans, I would argue that Crunchyroll is the big boy. That's the one that everybody's like, if you had to pick one streaming, like if you had to pick one streaming service to get everything anime, I think a lot of people would just say Crunchyroll. I mean, even though my biggest issue with Crunchyroll doesn't have a lot of the older stuff. You know, we're finally settling the Macross problem, and Macross is going to Disney Plus, but it doesn't have a ton of old shows. It's not. What's this? It's not the first. Won't be the last. Oh, it's also why it's a nightmare when people try to push ethical boycotts because there's no chance you'll remember everything under Coca-Cola, for example. Yeah, that's always kind of, you know, it's like, I appreciate it. I appreciate what you're doing there, but it, you know, you have to decide whether or not it's going to work. And a lot of the time it's not. And I'm not saying, you know, don't waste your time standing up for something, but just, you know, acknowledge that it's probably not going to work. Okay. So this is Street Fighter 6 this is the Akuma reveal, I guess. Again, I don't really play Street Fighter, so I mean, I haven't played Street Fighter since Third Strike. Do I know Robotech? Well, Robotech is just American Macross. The Robotech was like recut Macross for over here. We had Voltron over here. I don't think it went as long over here as the show actually went, and we didn't get a lot of the variations. We got a little bit of the Vehicle Force. We didn't get Voltron 3. What was the one with the 3 robots that would combine into the one tall robot with 6 arms? It was a Voltron that was like that. We didn't get that one. We got the Lions. We got it as Voltron, but it was Go Lion is what we got. And then like 1 or 2 episodes of Vehicle Force, but that was about all. I don't remember if it was called Vehicle Force. I just remember there was the one that was made up of all the vehicles. Okay. So this is Akuma. So in my ear. Have you seen the guide image to watch Pokemon? No.
Take him.
Is this too loud? How's this? Turn this down just a bit. Is it bad that I thought that was Jin? When did Akuma stop looking like an angry guy?
Ready yourself.
No, he looks angry, but somebody said that he looks like a demon. Like remember he was like a palette swap of Ryu. When did he stop looking like that? Like the big beard, the giant hair. Like, when did that happen? Are you serious? Oh, brother. Hang on.
Your ideas are intriguing to me, and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter.
Can I block this or something? Are you serious? There's no way. Hold on, I'll rewatch this, man. How? How do I stop this from happening? Is there any way for me to stop this? Can I block follows or something? Like, is there a way to stop being followed right now? This is ridiculous. I turn off the notifications. Yes, I'm not getting the notifications. There's no way I just had a conversation about this on stream and I talked about this on Twitter and now it's happening. Yeah, I guess you can't stop following. Like, I can't block that. That sucks. Oh, I'm so annoyed. I'll rewind the thing, but... Hang on, can I block this? At this point, I want to just close this window. Hold on. Hold on, I'm closing these windows. I kind of want to just close these windows. Oh, you know what I can do? Hold on, I can do this. Can I do that? I can't pop that out? Pop out chat. All right. Okay. I have chat popped out. Yeah, I'm blocking the activity feed so I don't see it. And I have it so that followers, they can't say anything, so the bots shouldn't be able to say anything. What do I have it set to? Hang on, I'm sorry that I have to deal with this. I feel like I want to leave it like that, but I'm I'm gonna leave it as a day. And we're in follower only chat, right? We're not follower only chat, but I have it blocked so that new followers can't say anything for a day. So I'll probably set that up to change that. Yeah, that's so annoying, man. This is why I keep some of. But by the way, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to get sidetracked a little bit on this. This is why I have a lot of that stuff sort of set up where we can't do links and I think we still have the Discord link shut off, so you can't just automatically look at. This is why I do that, because this stuff happens. And now we're getting you know what the other problem is? Now we're getting to the summertime, so now you get the little kids or the little troublemakers. I shouldn't call them little kids, but that's, you know, it happens in the summertime when they're off school, right? Every significant problem I've ever had. Oh wait, I have the window still open. I'm sorry. I have the alert sounds turned off. Sound alerts. There we go. I'm sorry, I didn't have that shut off. They've been ramping on Discord again too. Oh man, yeah, that's so frustrating. But that's why I have all of that stuff. That's why I did that stuff. I had a real bad problem last year or the year before. Last year, and that's why I had to do that. Hey Ronan, we got follow bots going on right now. Like it's, I don't know if it's still doing it. I shut off my activity feed, but it's like a follow bot sort of thing. It's just frustrating. All right, so we're gonna go back to. I'm gonna go back. Let me back up a little bit here. I'm sorry. Full screen. Yeah, like that's. I mean, that looks dramatically different from the Akuma I remember. I mean, I want to argue that his proportions don't look like a person, but neither does anyone else's Street Fighter games. I can't even sit here and argue about proportions. Right? Like, what does he look? There's no way a real person has muscles that large. It's like, yeah, Ryu too. When Akuma was born, he was an angry baby. Was Akuma born, or did he just do the teleport outside of the womb? Oh, look, there go. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. That looks a little bit more like the Akuma that I'm familiar with. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. There we go. That's my Akuma. Come on, you know we want to see it. Stop stalling and give us the good stuff here. There you go. Come on. Give us the good stuff. You know what we want. Oh my God. That's not what we want. What are you doing?
Sacrifice yourself to the Satsui no Hano.
Wait, did we not? Does he not do it? Did I miss it? Did I miss it, or does he not do it anymore?
Die a thousand deaths.
Oh, there we go. That's what I'm waiting for.
Set the heavens. Reach the sun. Become the demon.
Yeah, baby. That's all I'm waiting for.
Master of the fist.
I never cared about Raging Demon, but it's so iconic. It's so iconic. A big part of Street Fighter 6 is how much older the cast is now.
Red licorice.
No. These commercials have been driving me crazy. I can't. I don't like licorice enough to like these commercials. Then I realized it's Street Fighter. Low punch, tap forward, low kick, high punch, fierce punch. Right? Wait, why is that still doing that? Oh, I didn't block it here. Hold on. Why don't I have ad block? Oh, I don't care about that. Oh no, you have ads. Yeah, I don't pay for YouTube, and I don't really care about ad blocking. The only time I care about ad blocking is when I'm listening to like a playlist or something, especially when I'm at the gym. But I don't mind it anyway because I take breaks in between my sets, so I can just, you know, like hit skip ad. I don't really care too much about that. Isn't Chun-Li? Yeah, like Chun-Li's 55. I like Chun-Li's design right now. It's funny if he didn't do it anymore. And the last game to have the finisher was Tekken 7. I still say one of the most disrespectful versions of that. Of the what do you even call it? What's the move even called? Technically, we used to call, I forget what we used to call it, but the raging demon or whatever. I forget exactly what like what's the move actually called now? Akuma, you know, when you teleport over and you beat their ass in the quote tweets. It's called LP6 LK Raging Demon. Yeah, that's what we used to call it. I still say the most disrespectful version of that was X-Men versus Street Fighter, when you would use Rogue to kiss Akuma and you got his air fireball, but you also got the Raging Demon, and you could do the Raging Demon with Rogue, because she was one of my main characters in that game. And you could do the Raging Demon with Rogue in that game. Awesome. It was so cool to do that. I hate ads when I'm at the gym. I'm listening to Kirby music, and suddenly I get an Old Spice ad. Yeah, see, it's all licorice now. You know what I get? I'm getting these licorice ads, which is weird because I don't eat licorice. And I'm getting the Best Buy ad. There's a bunch of them. There's one with the lady. She's in a couple of them where she talks about mounting a TV, and she talks about like power supplies, and then they have like the bit where the lights go out. She's like, did we forget to pay the light bill? And then they have a bunch of those. But there's like different people that do them, and they're all about different products. I keep getting gym ads. You get gym ads? I don't get, ironically enough, Lilac, I don't get gym ads. I don't get anything that's like, join our gym, and every once in a while I get a Planet Fitness ad. But that's about it. But I always feel like that's because there's some sale going on. I get a lot of beer ads because I watch this hilarious mixology channel. On Twitch, I get progressive and military ads. Do you play Call of Duty? Maybe that's why. I only get crazy mobile game. Oh, I get those too. I get the mobile game ad where it's like it looks like it almost looks like a clip art. Right? It's like elaborate clip art where you're supposed to, it's like a puzzle game where you're supposed to draw the line and cut something, and it's the bridge so that the little guys can get across, but then something kills them on the way over. Like, I get a lot of those. I drink zero beer. You get, yes, I don't get military ads. They know I'm too old. They know that there's no way I'm not even allowed in the military. So I don't think you're allowed in the military after 35. So they don't even bother anymore. Do I play Call of Duty? No, I hate milsim games. So it's got to be something. It's got to be something that's triggering it. This game isn't fake. Watch me play it. And then I'm trying to do commentary and then them trying to do commentary as they play doesn't match it up at all. Got to recruit the children somehow. Genshin and Honkai ads for me, and I really, really don't like them, to the point that I have sworn to never play the. Yeah, there are some games where I actively won't. There was, I mean, Raid Shadow Legends is a popular one for that. There was a campaign for a game recently. I thought it was going to turn into a Raid Shadow Legends where this was everywhere and everybody was promoting it. AFK Journey? It was like AFK Journey or something. I started seeing a ton of ads for that game, and I thought that was going to be the next Raid Shadow Legends, where everybody was doing an ad for it. Yeah, so look, AFK Journey's pretty neat. Two for the bots. Older shows licensing is a nightmare. They want all the money for it. Which Disney had for Marcos. Wait, what? But not all of it. And for Macross. Marcos. AFK Arena. Is that what it's called? Is it called AFK Arena? And now, there was two of them. Oh, there was two of them. I got an ad for a pole cream. What? Pole cream? That sounds suspicious. Legend 27 was that Raid Shadow Legends. Hey, CT. Raid Shadow Legends sounds like the most generic throw dart. I mean, the gameplay, it was kind of like that. It really was. Oh, AFK Journey's the second game from the studio. They made AFK Arena. Okay. Alfredo fries, cool. Oh, that actually does sound kind of cool, actually. All right, so, all right, yeah, the Akuma thing looked kind of cool. I thought that looked pretty decent. I don't play Street Fighter. I don't play Street Fighter 6, so, maybe I should. I don't know. I thought I actually did think about it when it first came out. That was my first thought. Was like, oh man, maybe I'll jump back into Street Fighter. Maybe this would be the one. But I don't know. I think I just have a thing with fighting games right now. As much as I loved fighting games, I don't really think I can engage in them the way I used to anymore. I've been getting weed far right yaoi toys on Twitter. I get weed ads on YouTube. I do get those where it's like mood weed or something. Those are kind of wild. It's always wild to me. It's wild to me to have grown up where if you wanted to go buy marijuana, you had to go like find a shady guy, right? There was some shady corner somewhere, or some shady dude would come to your house, or he was a friend of a friend. Right? It was always a generic sort of drug dealer environment to go get it. And now I get YouTube ads. The funniest story was I was sitting there one day and I had a playlist on, so I wasn't really paying attention. And all of a sudden, all I hear from my phone is, well, as a suburban mom, whenever I buy marijuana, like it was something like that. And I looked down and it really is the most suburban mom character I've ever seen in my life in a piece of media. And she was talking about how she gets her marijuana delivered to her. I'm like, what an age. What an age from what I grew up in. What's wild is I feel like I don't see that for alcohol. Right? Alcohol is completely legal for some reason. And I don't get ads that say we'll deliver beer to your house. It'd be illegal. The weed ads I get always say are something like, this is technically legal in your state. Yeah, no, I get straight up like, hey, buy marijuana. It's awesome. Yeah, it sounds like a Saints Row gag. It does. It really does. I like fighting game lore. I don't think I could play as some others. I'll play as effectively. My problem with fighting games is just the social aspect around it. Fighting games is something that I realized some years back that without the social aspect around fighting games, I don't enjoy it nearly as much. Like I don't sitting in my living room by myself playing Guilty Gear is nowhere near as fun as back in the day when I would sit with other people and play King of Fighters. Worse than the over the hedge, Karen. I'm getting ads for online casinos from the same scammer with very clearly AI generated voiceover in Icelandic. One big problem with casino ads, they are illegal in Iceland. So whatever numbnuts that is having those generated, not made but generated, is breaking the law over here. Yeah, we get those too. I don't get it as much right now, but I'll go through these phases where we get a lot of sports betting ads. And I feel like football is the season when it's the most happening. But yeah, we'll go through these times where it's just like you get all of these crazy sports betting. It's like I don't even watch sports. I don't even watch sports for you to be getting me sports betting ads. Like I don't gamble and I don't watch sports. Your product literally is not tailored to me at all. I'm gonna call the slur once so far. Oh, I don't play with voice or anything. I've been getting, you get ads for alcohol delivery? Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I don't search enough alcohol to be getting ads for alcohol delivery. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm sorry. I kind of wanted to talk. I didn't even talk about where I went on Saturday, but I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to run to the restroom. I'm going to get some coffee. And then when I come back, we're going to jump into Final Fantasy 16. Hopefully we can get some progress done today. I'm sorry. I want to be jumping into this game a little bit quicker, but we ended up having a lot to talk about, which is not a surprise for us because I'm all over the place sometimes. But I do want to jump into it a little bit today. So give me a few minutes and I We'll be right back. looks like it stopped. Okay. So, looks like 100. Yeah, it looks like 100 bots. Ugh, I gotta go through later and delete them all. Such a pain. I can't even make it down. The activity feed doesn't even, it's not even all of them. Like, I can't even see all of them. It's so frustrating. I'm deleting them. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I know bots on Twitter is awful as well, but imagine if they said link to, yeah, if they were all link to bio and then a stream of numbers or something. That would be kind of terrible. I mean, if you're gonna follow bot, you know, at least give me 100 tier 3 subs. Right, there you go. And no return on those subs, right? There you go. I love you guys, but fishing in 14, yeah, no worries. Yeah, that's always my gag. Like, I mean, that was always my joke. Like, if you want to come in here and insult me, like, if you people come in, like, we'd get it. I mean, that rarely has ever happened in the 6.5 years we've been doing this. But I've had people come in and they talk trash, or, you know, they say something really horrible. And it's like, listen, if you're gonna do that, at least drop a tier 3 sub. You know, drop a tier 3 sub. Insult me however you want to. And then I'll block you, right? I'll ban you, and there you go. That'll be the end of it. Never seen any Jesse Cox view on the porn bots on Twitter? No. I don't think I saw that. All right. Turning the game on. I got to tell you about Saturday. I went down to the city on Saturday, and I went and got some food, and it was very delicious, and I had what I would argue is the greatest slice of cake I've ever had in my life. I think, you know how I think somebody asked this before, like, what's my favorite kind of cake? I've heard people ask that before. I think I know the answer now. It's short, it's safe to play on stream. Let me see this here. Let me see this. Can I just play the audio? Well, I'm gonna play the video, but I don't want to have to switch over everything.
Twitter.
How long is this?
Bots. Step up your game. You're trash. You're trash. YouTube bots. You know what happens when I go on YouTube? The bots are the first commenters, and they don't say, like, in bio. What they say is, hey, great video.
Yeah,
I know
great video.
Or,
It's
hey,
right.
great content as always. Can't wait for more.
Can't wait
or
for
they
more.
say, wow, this content's almost as good as my ass. And I appreciate the effort. Thank you. You make me feel good.
3
and
random
I get good
emojis.
picture. That's what I'm here for. Step up your game, Twitter. You're trash. Twitter.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Yeah, you're right. Because when you go to YouTube, like the SGV videos, the first comments are always like, you're a great inspiration for everything that you do. 3 random emojis. And it's like, I know it's a bot, but it feels good. Isn't it nice? Right? Listen, Terminator movies have taught me to be way more terrified of bots. So when they're nice, it's pleasant. That's funny. Yeah, if I'm gonna get insulted, at least pay me first. All right, so let me switch over the. Yeah, as I said, you get a nice compliment and you get boobs. Well, I wouldn't click the boobs because God knows what what bad link you're gonna get. Final Fantasy 16. It's a mature-rated game. This is another reason we got to get off of Final Fantasy 16, because every stream that I've uploaded with Final Fantasy 16 gets copyright claimed, and I don't get in trouble for it, but you have to share the revenue. So it's like, oh man, 0.017 cents of my money is gone. In all seriousness, though, I do worry. I had one episode, one of the streams, because I've been uploading the streams to YouTube, and one of them, I guess we had music or something in it, and it got completely, like, copyright blocked. Again, I didn't get a strike or anything against the channel, but it got demonetized for copyright claim, and I mean, my YouTube, the stream videos are only getting like 20 and 30 views, but that one I think got 12. And I think what happens is if it gets copyright claimed, it just like the algorithm's not putting it anywhere. So no one was even aware that that video was there. What was the game? I don't remember what game it was. Let me see here. I don't think it was the game. It might have been something that we were doing extra. Let me see here. Got a couple more. Oh, you know what it was? It was the Indie World event with the demos. When we watched Indie World and then we played the demos afterwards. That's what it was. And that one's ineligible to be monetized, and the views were lower than the other video. Which again, you know, the video right before it was 42, and then the one right after it was 28, right? So not really a big deal or anything. But it was. I'm surprised it did get up to 20. I'm surprised it wasn't that high before. Yeah, so that does affect it. So I'm kind of curious, like when we have videos that don't do that, because I think one of the Just Chat, I think the one from Friday didn't have anything in it, and that did all right. Oh, there was another. No. It happens sometimes. It happens. Hey, Sondox. Yeah, that was the Nintendo. But we've done Nintendo Directs. You know what I think it might have been? We watched Nintendo Directs and we've talked about stuff and never had that. We never got in trouble for that. I'm wondering if it's because it's an indie direct that it was one of the indie companies that might have had something, which is kind of wild. Like, why wouldn't you want people to? Why would you demonetize people who are watching your game and talking about it? That's kind of weird that you would do that. Don't they know? Don't they know that I can pay them in exposure? To be honest, I like pie more than cake. See, I'm not a pie person. You know what I don't like? You know what my problem is with pie? I don't like fruit filling. Cookies with fruit filling, jelly donuts. I don't like any of that. So I think that's what kills me about pie. Like maraschino cherries, the fruit compost that you get on. I know this is an American sounding thing, but when you get like pancakes or waffles and it's got the fruit on it and like the fruit topping and stuff, and I don't like that. I'm not a big fan of that. Something about the jelly, I don't know what it is. Because Ellie been dealing with some DMCA stuff over Ocarina of Time. Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, it's nothing like that. That's kind of interesting. That sucks. All right, so here we go. Oh, I tried going back to Returnal. I wanted to see. I have a new TV. Someone gifted me with their again, sort of the same situation. Someone gifted me with a TV because they upgraded. So I do have a TV that is, I have a 50-inch 4K. So I'm back with a better TV. So I finally put my PS5 on a 4K screen, and I wanted to see Returnal. I think Returnal is probably the game that I feel would most take advantage of it visually. It looks great. It looks fantastic. But then I played a few rounds of Returnal, and I'm like, I can't go back. Firstly, rhubarb pie is the best. Also, UK, if you say pie, we think meat pie, steak and ale. So what would you say? Do you have to say dessert pie, or is there a different term for it? I still need to get a 4. How do you not have a 4K TV? They're all 4K nowadays. Like you have to struggle to get a not 4K TV, or have you just not upgraded your TV in like 15 years? Which I'm not chuckling at it. It's just I feel like I'd be amazed if your TV didn't break in the last 15 years.
It's all too easy to lose one's bearings in the sands.
What? Okay. Oh no, you specify the type of pie. Oh, okay. So you would say apple pie, cherry pie, cream pie. Lilac. Those are 3 very different desserts. They're very different desserts. No, so I went to do I still have a CRT? I don't have a CRT like a commercial television. I do have a PVM. But I don't have a commercial CRT.
You and I rode this way together.
How's the game sound, by the way? Hello, Chocobos.
He let me come with you.
Hi.
I'm not surprised you don't remember. It was just before Josh.
Well, they did a big 4K TV, but I still use my 32
You were
inch.
so eager to be there when your brother arrived.
But how would you play Melee? I actually do have a 1080p
Fell from the
flat screen, the one that I was using most recently.
I shall never forget
It's a
how
40 inch,
whirlwind
but it has it's an old school 1080p, so it doesn't have like the smart apps or anything. I feel like I should be paying attention to this, or this is flavor text. But it does have Component on it. So I do have a TV that plays Component. Oh, so I went to Saturday. So I took off Saturday. Sorry about taking off Saturday. I kind of wanted to go down to the city and get some food and just sort of hang out a bit. So I went down to Chinatown and I walked around there a little bit. I wanted to pick up a couple of things. I picked up some ramen bowls. I've been wanting to get some actual ramen bowl size bowls. So I did that, and then I went to a place and got some ramen, which was incredible.
Friends of friends.
Okay. Oh, we're following the markers, the checkpoints. Do I need to talk to any of these people? I don't think so. Yeah, this is Final Fantasy 16. I got incredible ramen, some shoyu ramen. It's very, very good. I got ice cream, which was jasmine ice cream with Sakura ice cream swirl. I'm not even sure how to describe what Sakura ice cream flavor is, but it was delicious. And then I had a piece of cake called pandan cake. It was green, like it was a deep green that I thought was matcha cake. If you're familiar with matcha flavoring, I thought it was like that. And so I asked them if it was matcha cake, and they said no, it's pandan cake. So I was like, yeah, it still looks good. Give it here. So I got a piece. It was $2, which was great. It looked kind of like you ever seen those plastic wrap triangle sandwiches? It's right. It's the triangle sandwich, like real thick, and then it comes in the plastic, and you peel off the one corner, you peel off the top, and that opens up for that. So it was that. Oh my God! It was the softest, fluffiest, most deliciousest piece of cake I've ever had. It was so good.
This heat has given me quite a thirst. Quick drink? before
No,
we press
can't.
on?
Okay. One of these days, they're gonna let me jump off the side there. Will you let me jump off the side? Come on. You can do it. Will I die? I wonder if I'll die if they let me jump off the side here. No? No, it's not the wobbly cake. It's called pandan cake, like panda with an N. And they call it something else, like it's like chiffon cake. Is that what it is? I don't like anything too fluffy. I'm not into pancakes either. Oh, pancakes are incredible. I literally want another piece of that bread, of that cake. Yeah, it's very spongy.
Look there.
Oh, Metal Sound, have a good one. I'm sorry if you're trying to avoid 16. And Trios, you probably had it out as well.
Our Waluda friends must be soothing their saddle sores in the inn. Shall we join them?
If you don't care for fluffy, you might like UK pancakes, which is basically just crepes. Look at your pick. I'm pretty sure I had a half a slice of that. It was huge. It was so good. Makes me want more. My eyes are going wonky. You okay? So many names. Yeah, I probably should have paid attention to everything they were saying there. I don't really care for 16, but better safe than sorry. Or safe than sorry. Kind of hot in the desert with these robes, huh?
Good day to you. Eating?
Actually, it's Clive, but hello.
My pal. He only talks when his mouth's full. What do you recommend?
Something I want you to do in a
If
minute
we're
when you
up
get
to
control of
something
Clive
right,
again.
We do a fine chocobo soup with lentils and honey.
Chocobo soup!
2 bowls of that then. An ale.
Right you are.
Hey, girl!
Coming!
Your pal? Would you rather be my squire?
What chapter am I at? I have no idea. I don't remember. I don't even know how far we are in the game. Like how much story wise. Like if you gave me a percentage, how far do you think I am in the game? A little over halfway? Okay. I mean, I feel like we've had some pretty dramatic moments. Ronan's done right.
Grace, it is plain you are not yet well enough to travel. If you would only let me take you to someone who can better attend to your ills.
No, we must press on. Prince Dion has returned to his camp and will soon depart for the front. I must speak with him at all costs. Miss this chance and I may never get another. You do understand that?
Yes, Your Grace. You must at least agree to take your medicine. I'll fetch you some water.
Those doors seem heavy. See an activity feed. I don't know if I got them all, but I got a lot. Here, let me refresh this. It says my follower number hasn't changed, so let me refresh and see if it changes that. It still says the same follower count, but I don't know if that's going to change later. Thank you, though. I appreciate that.
Keep watch.
Hey, our cups look like little barrels.
All I see is sand.
I hear they got our guest back to the Fang without any trouble. We'll be leaving soon enough.
Yeah, I might need a
Lord
minute to
Commander
update.
dragged us all this way just to save that blockhead skin. We'll never know. Dominant or not, he's a bloody idiot.
That'll be Cooker, then.
Hey, you gotta be subtle. Yeah, dude, you're not good at this, huh? This subtlety thing?
We've a long way to go.
Hey, you.
Oh, we're gonna mix it up? Come on, let's mix it up.
Sorry.
I don't know, you. You're the Hound. Anyone ever play, anyone ever seen, it's like the second episode of season 4 Game of Thrones? The chicken scene. Oh, that's probably my favorite moment from the whole show.
Can you walk, Your Grace?
What's wrong?
They're about to
Feel
mix it up
trouble maybe
downstairs.
brewing downstairs.
It's wild that he doesn't know that it's him. Bring me one of those chickens. Got money to pay for it. You paid for it.
Travelers, are you not? Me and my companions are strangers here. Perhaps you'd be good enough to accompany us a while. Help us find our way.
Sorry, lads, but we've got business in Canberra that can't wait.
Ah, I'm sure you could spare us an hour or two. Friend.
Well, that's them leaving. Okay, I hear these whispers. I'm like, the audio's sounds kind of weird. Yeah, dude, that's me. This guy is me. I love this guy. If he dies, I'm gonna be furious. So when you get control, go to the bar and pause.
I'm afraid we don't have a moment
What
to
ill?
lose.
So like right now?
Back, Uncle. Gladly.
I like his little shuffle. I love this guy. All right, so wait. So you want me to go run over to the bar and then what's photo mode? Is that in here? I have to run over there first, though. I forget what photo mode was. Oh, it's the touchpad when in the menu. So if I hit the touchpad now. So I have to run over here. And then go here and then hit the touchpad? It's not working. Photo mode, so you take selfies. Yes, technically. Oh, it's under the equip menu. So this is here? Abilities? Am I missing something? In the attributes. Photo mode, there we go. Why is it locked to just there? Unable to get just the right angle or lighting for your screenshots, use photo mode. Please note camera position cannot be adjusted during some cutscenes. Pan the camera behind the bar. Oh, is this we're in boundary break territory here. What's happening? Oh, look at it. Wait, what's that? What, just him chilling there? I love that. That's awesome. Is that what I'm looking for? That's hysterical. I mean, this guy over here, this poor guy. That's funny. That's great that he's right there. See, this is like she says territory. This is great. Yeah, these photo modes, let me tell you something. Photo mode, I don't really use it the way everybody else does. I feel like a lot of people take excellent advantage of this. But this is such a cool thing to have nowadays. All right, bar fight. Exit photo mode.
Take him. Try it.
Ah, damn it. Come here. Haha. Not really the most complicated fight. It's just fun. It's for the kidlings and their social medias. The one that I did actually use, believe it or not, was Xenoblade Chronicles 1. There were a couple of spots where I took some great pictures, like just of the environments and stuff. I love this guy.
For your trouble.
Ooh, Gran Turismo.
Miss, that soup could do with a touch more salt.
She has no idea how to react. I'm running. I'm taking the bag and running.
Now's our chance.
No, your chance was when they were fighting it out. That was your best chance. I wish that Remake and Rebirth had a better photo mode. Rebirth? You don't like the photo mode? I think it works okay, doesn't it? Oh, it's so limiting on angles and positionings. They can't all be 14. Right? 14's I think 14 probably has the best one because there's also the best, like there's the most amount of things that you can do. Like I saw some of your pictures and they were incredible. There's my least favorite side. I saw you said that. My least favorite side quest line in the entire game. Is it just tedious or is it stupid or?
Clive?
Wait, where did that come from? Oh, he just has that on him. I hate the plot of the I hate the plot of the side quest even more how it resolves. Yeah, he kept the feathers after Joshua saved them.
What is it now?
It's nothing. Let's go.
See, you infuse the feather into like a pendant or something, and then the pendant will tell you whenever he's near. Because technically that should have been glowing the whole time. He just didn't notice it until later. I'd say infuse it into his sword, but he's just going to buy another sword in an hour.
Where are you?
I honestly don't get away. Didn't tell his uncle that Joshua was alive because while it sounds crazy, up until like a week ago, he thought Clive was dead. I wonder if it's not,
Their guest is in the Fang. We should press on before any more of their friends turn up.
I wonder if it's not like that. It would sound crazy. It's he probably wants to keep it a secret. Like if Joshua doesn't want everybody to know, there's a reason. So he's probably just sort of respecting that. Like I would do the same thing in that situation. I'd be like, yeah, he doesn't want to tell people, so I'm not going to be the one to do it. He wants to keep it a secret. Plus, not to mention, he keeps it a secret. No one finds out by accident. And he, you know, no one's looking for, because right now, no one's looking for Joshua. No one's thinking to look for Joshua.
And it's the only way from here to the Fang. It would seem Lord Kupka is not accepting visitors at present.
We have to get through that gate.
Not by force, I trust. We've attracted quite enough unwanted attention already.
By guile, then. Perhaps the Desert Hare can
We're
offer
gonna
us her aid.
we're gonna Sonic Boom over it.
Rosina Dalamil, woman of mystery. But how will we find her? We know naught of her but her name.
And that she
He
was
knows.
working with Sid. Sid's other collaborators have all been people of means, the wealthiest and most successful members of their communities. I'll wager this Rosina Dalamel is the same.
That would certainly help to narrow the search. We need only inquire as to who is in charge of...
I don't think she's...
And that's exactly what I mean.
Something tells me that she's like a criminal or something, and asking about her is going to cause a problem.
Looks like we won't be getting back to Drake's Fang anytime soon.
Well, it's not like we've got a reason to. Whatever this emergency is, they've shut down the whole mine for it.
I hope you're wearing sunscreen. We're gonna tiger uppercut through it. Yeah, we passed the part where Clive gets his ass kicked and Joshua saved him by taking another man inside. Okay. Now,
Do I have to tell you? It's not a toy.
Look, that's the most Final Fantasy kid in the entire game. Mommy, I want to play with the crystal. That's my Final Fantasy. There we go. Oh, Sakura, it's a multi-part one for important-ish character. It builds up by its ending. I was like, really? That's how you decided this should go?
Anything I can help you with, travelers? Allow me. My good man, we represent one of the oldest and greatest...
That wasn't very subtle.
...of Port Isolde. We're seeking to expand our business in the region and would very much like to make the acquaintance of Dalamil's leading entrepreneurs. If only we knew where to find them.
Well, we're best known for our baths, our markets, and our smithies. I suppose you could do worse than start your search at one of those.
Thank you.
Hi, Jared Vingo. I was only there briefly as I was at a winery orchard.
You wouldn't happen to know a lady by the name of Rosina Dalamil, would you?
No. I can't say I do.
Well,
I didn't say I don't know her. I just said I can't say I do. The charity event was good. It was good. Played some Zelda. You know, Linky played some Zelda games, and then the other guys played some Four Swords. It was a lot of fun. Hootie is growing on me. Hootie is the best part of that show, okay? And that show is great, but Hootie's the best part of Owl House. He definitely was. Hoot! Oh, I love him. Oh, wait, there's vendors here. Hold on.
Are you looking for something in particular?
Hey there, fake Charon. Wait, do I not have... Am I completely out of items? What the hell?
Pleasure trading with you.
Am I missing something? Was I completely out of items?
Thank you kindly.
Why don't I have anything on me? Oh my god, I'm selling. What are you doing? Why are you selling? Yeah, stop. What am I doing? Why did he do that? Ah, that's fine. Can you just buy back? Yeah, I didn't realize I was selling. That's so great. That's funny. I'm like, yeah, wait a minute. I thought I had everything. I'll just get it all back. Okay, thank God I didn't sell the elixirs. Yeah, before I did the elixirs. No, that's so annoying.
Go with Gilbert.
I don't know why I get turned around every time I do that. I do that in I was almost doing that in Octopath. Octopath has a thing where you can just buy it back for the same price, but I kept doing that in Octopath. Not Octopath. Unicorn Overlord. I was doing that there too. Where am I going? Who am I talking to? Am I talking to you?
Crystal delivery's over. Get back to your home. How's a trader expected to make a living if they close the roads without so much as a buy?
Am I missing the quest marker here? Right there, that guy. Okay, here we go. Oh, you're just supposed to look around the town. Okay, that's so annoying. There we go. I can't believe I had to run 20 feet in that direction. That was so annoying.
I won't keep you long.
Ah, it's so intrusive.
I'm looking for someone. A woman by the name of Rosina Dalamil. Do you know her?
Never heard of her. Is that all?
One more question.
You doing
if I
later?
To find the richest trader in town, where would you recommend that I look?
Well, that's easy. The Briar's Kiss. Won't find a finer smithy this side of the strait. The owner's only a young sprig, but he's got all the right ideas.
The Briar's Kiss, you say? Thank you.
You wouldn't be the Briar, would you?
Sprig is the person we're looking for. You said Sid's contact was likely to be an influential sort.
This was awkward at time to be 30 feet. Yeah, but then you could roll.
Believe you me.
Or I could side hop.
Mummy, I want to play with the crystal.
How many times do I have to tell you? It's not a toy.
Can I help you? Yes, I'm looking for a woman by the name of Rosina Dalamil. A long-standing pillar of your community, I believe, from old trading stock.
Then you should ask further. He's been here for years. Knows the place and its people like the back of his hand. And he's in with all the old merchant families. Try the baths. That's where you'll usually find him.
Okay.
Thank you kindly. Well, it sounds like we have our man.
Perhaps.
Yeah, like
Let's go and find out exactly what
a little at a time here.
Excuse me. Are you Furda?
I am. Can I help you, travelers?
I hope so. You've lived here for some time, is that correct? Do you know Rosina?
The closer we get to him,
we believe she may be a trader of some renown.
the further we are.
What business do you have with the desert hare?
She was a close friend of mine. I was hoping she might be able to help me.
Very well. Go to the bordello. I'll arrange an
Ooh, here we go. You talking about the bordello?
Trust him. Only as far as I think he trusts us.
There we go. You talking about the bordello?
So you're the ones who've been sniffing around.
I beg your pardon.
Is this the bordello? I mean,
Play the fool. Stick your nose in our business and you're likely to lose it.
this isn't exactly what I was looking for, but you know, I'll pay. new enemies. Oh wait, I keep forgetting I can use that. That's how I have to counter. Oh, damn it. Our attack wasn't ready yet. What? Ah, you jerk. I remember how the game was like, use Torgal to pinpoint side quests better, and then it started to kick Torgal out of your party in confusing areas. I think when that happens, you can still use the camera search function, though, right? The thing where you L3 and it shows you where to go. I don't need it to make sense.
Who are you working for? Him or her?
Him. The boss. He wanted us to test you.
I'm working for the boss. That is not as specific as you want to believe it is.
Lord Furder? Look what the cat dragged in.
Your skill with the blade is rare indeed, my lord. A fitting talent for an outlaw.
You know who I am. So what now? Call in the men of the rock and collect the bounty?
That isn't my decision to make. Our work is done. Take him to meet his precious Rosina. She will be interested to make his acquaintance.
Yes, my lord.
It's gonna be like a smart dog or something, isn't it?
Lock of leisure, then.
S20 and F0. Congratulations. Definitely more dedicated to that. I mean, you're an F0. You're a hardcore F0 fan, though, so I get that.
Lights and buds.
Did you play, Ryan, did you play Extreme G? What did you think of Extreme G? I don't know if you had ever played it before or if you played it now that it's on the app. Oh, max rank is S50? Holy smokes. You played it as a kid? Have you played it now that it's on the app?
Lubos Forge. The Briar's Kiss.
It's pretty decent. I played it a little bit. I was like, yeah, this is all right. I don't know that I ever played it on N64. I knew of it.
So much for Rosina Dalamil being a woman of experience.
Oh, this is the kid, the younger guy, right?
It was an easy mistake to make, Uncle. After all, it must have been years since Sid last saw her. Sorry, him. Whoever this Lubor truly is, he's clearly a man of means. I'd say he deserves our respect.
See that he gets it.
You can see it's a pinpoint, but in areas like this, a pinpoint can be less than helpful. Go this way, in and around. Build. Yeah, I as long as it gives me a general area, I'm fine with that. Kind of reminds me of something like Metroid Fusion or Zero Mission, where it tells you where to go, but you have to figure out how to get there. Yeah, it tells you where to go-ish.
My boys tell me you're in need of assistance. Sid the Second.
I won't waste your time. I need passage through the south gate.
Tell me, what do you think is a merchant's most important commodity?
Customers.
Why, trust.
Yeah, trust.
Everyone knows
Okay,
that.
yes, that was my second answer.
Without it, you have nothing. And nothing is exactly what you have. And so, for you, I, too, have nothing. I'm not in the business of helping every lost puppy that wanders in off the street. I'm a busy man, as you can see.
Let's leave this mummer to his farce.
By all means. Find someone else to help you on your way. Just be sure to tell them you're not the two travelers from the inn the guards are looking for. Don't want them jumping to conclusions, do we? Why, you...
Yeah. I appreciate that you're the guard, but we can clearly take you. Just giving you the heads up there. Guy with an axe.
I like this one. Willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. Men like you have a special place in my heart.
Yeah, you're right, because you don't actually know what the destination is here.
Why, you ask? Because they get me what I want.
And what is it you want exactly? Clive starts like unbuttoning his shirt.
Fine. So what do you want?
Don't tell me you're going to listen to this swaggering scruff.
We might as well hear him out. It's only natural that an ally of Sid's would seek assurances of strangers. Assuming he is an ally, of course.
Hi, buddy.
5 years ago, he would have still been a boy.
And yet even then I had more good sense than a man, 5 times my age? But enough of the pleasantries. We were speaking of what I want.
Yo,
I want you
I'll
to
tell
put
you
an
what I
end
want.
to the trouble in Dalamil.
So tell me what you want, what you
Return to me when you have
want.
done so, and you shall have my aid. Until then, I bid you good day.
What trouble? If you're going to give us orders, be clear about them, damn you.
Manners, Greybeard. One catches more damselflies with honey than with vinegar.
What did you call me?
My apologies.
I mean, to be fair, you have a gray beard. I mean, it's not a stretch.
Oh, I'm making this too easy for you.
Ha! It will be easy. Solving his little riddle should be like dealing with him. Child's play.
Child, crystals. I know where I'm going.
I'd rather not drag this parlor game on any longer than we need to.
Unless it's Queen's Blade.
Good luck, Uncle.
Or Queen's Blood. You know, when I was told
Causing trouble in Dalamil.
that I should come to the bordello, I really thought it was going to be something different. That way? So there's a bunch of these. Okay. I was going to go where the kid was talking. I figured Child's Play, crystals. It was that kid that was talking about, I want to see the crystals.
Depends what for.
Just a question. Dalamil seems to be thriving compared to the other villages I came through on the way. Is there a reason for that?
Well, we're a stone's throw from Drake's Fang for one. The soldiers guarding the Mother Crystal and the shipments need a place to spend their hard-earned gil. The men on the rock throw their money about like there's no tomorrow.
Is that so? Well, thank you. Don't let me keep you
I
from
heard they
work any
really
longer.
enjoy the bordello. You wouldn't happen to know if there's a brothel nearby, would you?
We shall. Come!
Light meat and dark, fresh from the grill. Get it while it's hot.
Kid Growth 3 Cortex stayed obsessed with crystals and made Crash Bandicoot indefinitely.
What can I do for you, soldier? Need that sword polishing?
We shall. Come!
Soldier.
Ugh, then be off with you. I serve the men of the rock and the men of the rock only.
You have an agreement with them?
Don't be stupid. I just know which side my bread is buttered.
Ooh.
I don't want to be stuck under some pauper when they come knocking.
We're buttering stuff?
With pockets deeper than Zemeckis and an urge to empty them. No, just leave, will you? Before you scare them off.
You know, I've got money. I'm just saying.
I need a new dress.
Fresh bread, warm from the
You know, I got money. I can engage. Yeah, she wants her buns buttered is what I took from that. For the best drop in Dalamil, visit the final sting. Okay. Well, get a little dizzy, huh? Ah, there you go.
Excuse me. Is it true there's been trouble with crystals of late?
You've heard, then?
I've heard rumors.
Damn thieves. Pilfering the crystals that were meant to fill our cups and light our stoves.
Oh, the final thing is a 14 reference in
Hardly
meme.
a shard to share between us these last few moons. And it isn't as if we can buy them on the black market either. Whoever's taking them, they aren't sharing.
So they're taking the crystals to keep them.
I think I'm starting to get an idea of what's been going on.
So someone's hoarding crystals.
Anything of use. They'll probably be back at the inn by now.
Probably eating something. Here you go.
It's you, the one who broke all our furniture. What do you want?
I didn't do it on
Any
purpose.
trouble already?
I'm looking for my pal. Have you seen him?
The gentleman who was with you? Yes, he's upstairs, but
Thank you. I'll go and fetch him.
Hold on, wait a minute. There was more to that sentence. Hang on. We're gonna finish the rest of that thought. What? Isn't it there? What's happening? There we go.
Will this suffice as a deposit?
By the sands. That's a black pearl.
One of the many
Captain.
treasures in my collection that I would be only too happy to part with, should you give me reason to do so.
All right. I'm sure that we can come to an agreement, but not here.
They give me another sound clip right there. I'm sure that we can come. Oh, he's cooking. Let him cook. He probably got something. He probably got something good going on. Watch, he's gonna let them through the gate at night. In one of the ARR dungeons, and they do appear later. It was more common in ARR. There's some killer bees in the sunken Temple of Karn that was notorious for wiping people. When it was at 25% HP, it would use the attack. Oh, the attack Final Sting, which would do 80% of your max HP, which for most tanks means instant death. So I guess that just means top off your tank before you get to that part. See, it's an easy mechanic, right? You hit your tank with an overheal, right? You drop some big heal on them right before you save your big heal for 25%. When you see the health get there, you drop it.
Care to explain why you're giving gifts to Kupka's men?
Bait, my boy. One cannot catch one's prey without it. And I do believe
Yeah, why did the quest markers disappear? 14 has no overheal. Well, I just meant a large heal. I just meant a large heal.
As to where I might purchase crystals. I had no luck, of course. It's forbidden to trade in such things.
It doesn't have like a long cooldown massive heal.
Indiscretion.
I guess it depends on which healing class.
Of those uniformed ruffians. They took me aside and said they could procure the crystal I sought if I proved I could pay for it.
So the pearl was your proof?
I thought they'd ask for more. A second-rate specimen like that would only fetch 500,000 or so.
500,000?
But enough about my little act of subterfuge. What did you discover?
That the supply of crystals has dried up of late.
That my uncle has way more money than I thought.
Meanwhile, members of Kupka's private guard have been spending money all over town. I'll wager those soldiers you've been talking to have been siphoning off crystals meant for elsewhere and pocketing the profits.
I'll wager you're right.
We'll meet with them then, just as you arranged.
For tank, you would use a targeted heal.
Lubor spoke of.
Ha! That preening popinjay thought this would be difficult.
Karn is level 37.
One should never underestimate a Rosfield. We'll soon wipe that smirk off his face. I arranged to meet with the soldiers in a
Yeah, just 500,000 like it was nothing.
Far from prying eyes.
The perfect place for a spot of double dealing.
I trust I can count on your support.
Oh,
if
you
things turn
boy.
sour.
So now how do we get out of here? Which way am I going? Am I going that way? To the desert gate. All right, so wait, this way? No, down. I don't know. Anything? Yeah, here we go. Goblin coins. I think I had some of these before. Have I used those? The wolf kind of looks like John Talbane from Darkstalkers.
Why is the tavern shut?
Wait, am I missing something? Can I just go out here? All right, so wait. Chocobo. Go. How do I? Wait. How do I do this? Hey, hey, hey! Get back here. A good controlling chocobo for world travel. It's fine. It does its job. Whee! Oh, I kind of forgot I could do that. All right. Anybody still playing Rebirth? Anybody who is playing? Is there anybody playing Rebirth that's been playing it since it came out?
I'll take it from here.
Not Wii, PS5. I was supposed to say PS5. I bought 13 today. My playthrough will come soon. What did you buy it on? I think it's on sale, right? Isn't 13 on sale on PlayStation or something? Wherever it is. You're playing it, D?
I was beginning to think you weren't coming, my lord. You've brought your contribution?
Oh, Steam.
All the silver and stones I could scrape together at such short notice.
You brought the whole 500 talents.
That was the price we agreed upon, yes? If you've no objections, I'd like to see...
Never show them the money first.
Of course. Right this way, my lord.
Come on. Oh, wow. Okay, wait. Finish the Junot stuff. It's a lot to do in this game.
At all. You weren't lying about the clarity. But what of security? If I were to be stopped on the road, what guarantee have I that it
Oh,
wouldn't
Lilac, I
be
thought you
seen
finished
as
it.
Property of the Republic.
Because these crystals are no longer the property of the Republic. You're not buying from us.
I'm not.
You're buying from them.
And we have no more jurisdiction here than you, my lord. But we have ships, and will gladly deliver to a port of your choosing, now that our price has been met.
Royalists, eh? What brings you here?
Why, to collect their share of Drake's Fang's blessing, of course. Our nations are allies, and so they are entitled to a portion of the Mother Crystal's bounty. And being such good friends, we elected to increase that portion and share the benefits. And now that these crystals are officially property of the Kingdom of Waloed, we are duty-bound not to interfere, no matter where they might happen to end up next.
Did you get all that? They're in cahoots!
Cahoots is such a great word.
My lord, what is the meaning of this?
Double-crossing dogs. They're not here to do business. Kill them. Kill them both!
Uncle.
Woo! Oh, I was too far away. Oh, come on. I'm way too far away for any of that. Kill the mage! Oh, wait, there is a mage out there, isn't there? That's okay. Oh, no! I don't want to hurt Chocobos! No! Don't make me hurt you! There you go. Here, I'll hurt you. Ah, damn it. Aw, kill the healer last. Try for Bahamut later today, but last night's 130-minute wait for nothing. Oh, for 14.
Well, that wasn't too bad. How'd you like my performance, huh? I've often played the villain on the stage. I think I did the role justice. Don't you?
Greybeard, you were magnificent. The battle scene was particularly thrilling. Such a shame you didn't have more of an
I'm gonna see limit 3.
audience,
Only
but
define it. Oh,
perhaps that's for the best.
How long have you been watching?
Long enough to witness your uncle's sordid transaction. I hardly expected one so venerable to degrade himself so thoroughly, buying one's way into the confidence of degenerates. Ingenious.
This was the trouble.
can't tell if he's insulting us or complimenting us.
The Rock taking Crystal's men for the common folk and conspiring with the Royalists. Well, now it's over.
Indeed it is. The people of Dalamil had scarcely any means of redress against Kupka's men, let alone a foreign army. Until you two came along, that is.
Insulting.
Well, we'd better get these crystals back to town. You won't mind waiting with them while I fetch a wagon.
Sure, and maybe I pocket a couple of them.
It occurs to me that I still don't know your name.
Yep.
Clive.
Oh, he told him.
So, Sid the Second is a Clive.
Or it could have just been Sid.
Worse. Well, Clive, you held up your end of the bargain, so I must do the same. Passage through the South Gate, was it not? To tell the truth, you've helped a little there too. Many of the guards have already been redeployed to deal with the issue of their missing comrades. And those left behind have been encouraged to look the other way should you attempt to pass through.
Thank you. And please allow me to cover your costs. You still have the purse I gave to the soldiers, I trust? I saw you pluck it from the boys.
Oh, dear. Was I really so obvious?
And my name is not Greybeard. It is Lord Byron Rosfield, thank you very much.
No, thank you very much. Greybeard.
I mean, again, you do have a gray beard.
Wear this.
You know?
Any friend of mine who sees you with it shall be a friend of yours.
I like that we just get like buttons.
Please,
I feel like this is
one of my Stoluses back to your people. Tell them that Rosina Dalamil is back in bed with Sid.
Yeah, I feel like a waiter at TGI Fridays. I'm just gonna have a bunch of buttons and seals on me. Whoa. Yeah, I do kind of wish they were visible.
Sid, or should I say Clyde?
No, Sid is fine.
So be sure not to let me down. I have a reputation to uphold.
Stop looking longingly at him.
Well then, I wish you a safe journey south.
Thank you.
Sorry, we had to transition into the gameplay portion. We couldn't do that smoothly from a cutscene.
Let's go.
Follow the crystal. Yeah, but are we going to have time to do this today? Let's go to the dungeon. Let's go to the dungeon. Let's go to the dungeon. So where are we going? So it's down here. Okay.
The finest fabric.
The most fragrant herbs and spices.
We would have had someone not got hung up about hung up ranting about people whining. I'd pause here and continue tomorrow. Well, let me go. Let me get to where this is. Let me get to where we're going. There's probably some fights along the way, so we'll jump in tomorrow. We can try and jump in really quick.
Too late.
What is it, Lubal?
A question that I neglected to ask earlier. Where is it that you're bound?
To Drake's Fang. To finish Hugo Kupka.
Just as I thought. Then allow me to share a secret.
He doesn't have hands anymore.
Currently riddled with royalists. Tolmeki and Walud are allies, and as you have seen, their soldiers work hand in glove. But no nation has ever before allowed a foreign army to make a barracks of its holiest of holies.
Not by choice, at least.
And there's more. A man on the inside of the Fang has failed to report for several days. I fear there may be more trouble lying in wait for you on the road ahead.
Isn't there always?
If you're determined to beard the lion's den, then promise me one thing. That you will enter via the mines, where the guard is lightest.
Handshakes are hard in engine.
I've lost one Sid already. If I lose another, people will start to think me careless.
I don't plan on dying. Not before Kupka does, anyway.
I mean, nobody plans on it.
So long as you have a plan.
Lilac. Yeah, but why would he do that? Why not just take the chocobo?
Fang should be just beyond these springs.
Shall we press on? The lighting is so high that I can barely make out the rocks.
Come on, girl, the gate's up. We can press on.
Yeah, well, remember, I turned the brightness up a little bit because the game was really dark for the stream, so I had to turn the brightness up a little. I mean, this is a bit brighter. Yeah, that didn't help. I don't know how bright it is for you. Like, on my screen, it's a little bit brighter, but I'm trying to look at the feed. My screen is a little bit, it's very slightly brighter than the feed. Anything here? Anything here? We got some treasures.
What is this place?
This is the spring which provides the water for the Dalamil Inn's famous healing baths. I wouldn't mind having a dip myself. If we didn't have more pressing matters to attend to, of course.
Get him!
way this thing is called a Helldiver. Oh, I was on the wrong one. Clive killed the Helldiver. I mean, this isn't where we're going, but it just looked like something to get. Anything else? Since we're gonna call it before we actually. Oh my God! Wait, what the heck? Why was he doing that? His jump was like. Do you see that? Oh, it's not doing it anymore. That was so weird. His jump. This is all for. Oh, so if I would have taken the side quest, they would be sending me here. Because there was a side quest in town that I didn't touch. Come here. Come here. Attack me. Okay, not wrong one. Attack me. Can you guess what the side quest involves? Killing Helldivers, I'm going to assume. Maybe collecting some water from the hot springs. I can't go to the hot springs because I have tattoos. Typical. I want to use the hot springs, but these Helldivers are causing a nuisance over there. You think you could go and take care of them for us? Boom, 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 boom. I haven't played in a chest to the left. I haven't played in a little bit. Helldivers. It's been it's been almost a week. I haven't played. I just don't want to sit by my computer. You know what I mean? Hold on. I know you said by the bridge, but I'm just checking. Actually, it's Lethal Company. Yeah, they dropped the new stratagems. I saw the big patch that they did for like all of the balancing and stuff. Yeah, I saw the patch note. There it is. I don't know. I still say they need to make the 380mm barrage more powerful. The guard dog got defanged? I didn't like the guard dog. You're talking about the robot that would come out and be armed with a gun? I didn't like that thing. I never bought the DLC for the grenade pistol either. I was trying to earn enough points. I was trying to earn enough, what the hell are they called? Liberty Bucks? With super credits. Super credits. I was trying to earn enough super credits to just pay for the pass with that. You gotta wait. The guard dog got a 30% damage. Why? I didn't even think it was that great. If I'm being completely honest with you, I didn't think the guard dog was all that great. Okay, thank you for bringing that up. What is this thing that happened with Tarkov? I saw people talking. They were acting like Tarkov is just dead now. What was that all about? $250.
There it is. Drake's Fang.
And the rest of the mouth. Oh, okay. I get it now.
Kupka will be hiding inside.
Along with goodness knows how many guards.
They're selling content?
All on highest alert.
Oh.
You'll need to keep your wits about you if you're to reach him. So be careful.
I will, Uncle.
But it's not in-game content. It's what? So what is it, like external stuff? All right.
Before you go, Clive, allow me to apologize.
Yeah, part of that is my settings.
After what befell at Phoenix Gate and the crisis that followed in its wake, I fled. I retreated to my
Oh, it's in-game
counting house
content.
and
Ugh.
danced attendance upon the vicereine in the hope it would bring me favor.
Yeah, because Tarkov's fully free to play, isn't it?
I betrayed my nation to save my skin, like the coward I am. And I'm sorry.
Uncle, please.
It's not too late, Clive. Rosaria is yours by right, and there are those that would help you to take it back. Had I the courage of my brother, I might already have done so.
Yeah, but
that ship has sailed.
You'd probably be dead.
No. Forgive me, but I cannot. I fight to build a new world now. A better world. Where men can live and die on their own terms.
Hopefully live.
I was raised in a
Yeah,
nation
I'm not going to change it.
that strove to improve the plight of bearers.
I figured Drake's Fang's going to be underground anyway.
Only later did
Possibly.
I realize that spark of freedom did not arise by chance, but was kindled by my father. You would see me follow in his footsteps. And that is exactly what I mean to do. Not by ruling Rosaria, but by extending his ideals to the whole of the twins.
I mean, it's Final Fantasy 16. It's been dark this whole time.
The realm may judge my actions heresy. I am certain my cause is just.
You really are just like him, you know? Thank you, Clive, for coming back to me. I am proud to call you nephew. Well then, this is where we must part ways. Wish me luck in convincing my Canvarian friend to share his considerable
Oh,
talents.
well, yeah, I guess there's no reason he would come with us.
I
He'd just
need
get
to
killed
plunge
down there.
these coffers and prove myself worthy of a place in your merry band. Till then, my boy.
Till then, go safely, Uncle.
And you, nephew. We have much to catch up on, you and
Uh-oh.
I should expect you to regale me with the tales of all your adventures when next we meet.
I'm just kind of expecting something bad to happen to him right now.
Too, Torgal.
I'm coming for you, Kupka.
We shall come.
Okay, so then it's gonna trigger as a dungeon. All right, so I should be equipped. I'm not gonna really worry about that. I'm not gonna worry about that. We're expecting the old backstab. I was expecting like until next we meet, and then he gets stabbed by something that caught up to him, right? All right, I'm just gonna go in. Hopefully it doesn't give me a cutscene or anything. Uh-oh. Oh, it is giving me a cutscene. Probably should have went in somewhere else first. Yeah, it's not like you're going to be able to close your hand around it.
What are they stored?
Tarkov has paid content for the game, but they're very firm. It's not DLC, even though it's literally DLC.
To me.
Wow. Okay, wait. You're strong.
Out of my sight, wench!
Well, that's mean.
I'll kill you, Rossfield! I'll rip out your heart! I'll tear you limb from limb!
Peace, Hugo. The table shan't hurt you any longer.
He sought to humiliate me. Me!
Lilac,
If you
what
hadn't
hands?
interfered, he would be dead.
You truly believe you would have triumphed had the battle continued?
Titan would have ground him into dust.
And how
I think-
would he have done that without his head?
Shut up!
You weren't strong enough, and you call yourself a dominant. Or rather, you did.
You mock me, Albert.
We'll rock you. He's Kia, but it's like boom, boom, clank, boom, boom, clank.
Do you see, Hugo?
Clank
You
right
are
at the
weak.
right time.
But so long as that fire burns within you, there is still hope. There may yet be a way for you to take your revenge.
Tell me, what must I do?
Tell me, boy Jill.
Please, I'll do anything. Just tell me.
It's a shame that Titan can't, like, augment his body and give him stone hands.
The heart.
What of it?
A mother crystal's heart is the most concentrated source of ether in all creation. Perhaps you could take advantage of that.
It's gonna merge with the heart of the crystal.
Would not yield her blessing to any ordinary man.
Pretty clever.
You are no ordinary man.
Let me polish your head, and he just does that. Normally we have classical part of the Titan. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Power, but others have suffered a similar fate.
That's right, he doesn't have Titan anymore.
And still managed to find the strength to conjure their icon.
Or he took some of his power, I guess.
Like Benedicta Harmon. She too drank of the ether and gained a power beyond human understanding.
She did. Benedicta. Benedict.
I just felt kind of bad for moments like this, because, like, he really did seem to care about her. Even though she was terrible.
My love. I'll avenge you.
Run along now, Hugo. You need only follow the light.
He walks right into a candle. It's like, no, the big bright one out there.
Muthos is here. Very well, it shall be so. You may leave everything to me, Your Majesty.
Oh boy, he's seeing voices. Wait, was that the Geth? Alright, so we should be good to go here. Yeah, I'm gonna save. Yeah, and now it's super dark. No, it's not too bad. I can see it. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but uh-oh. What in the... He was very courteous. I like that he brought that body over so that they could all share. Later, Kia. Have a good one.
Orcs. The blade glows blue when orcs draw near. Did the royalists bring them from Ash? Into the darkness.
Oh, see, that's why it was dark. Okay. So doesn't loop around. Oh, there we go. That's like the fat. It does loop around. It's so weird. I find the menu very oddly responsive. Like sometimes it goes really quick. Sometimes it takes forever. Okay. All right. So it had the same issue to play 16. It kept being like, it's supposed to be this dark. I can't see much. Yeah, so I don't mind too much. I don't mind. I feel like the game is normalized around being a certain brightness. It has to load the map, so it stops. Just because he's a fiend doesn't mean he's a monster. Okay. Give me a second here. Did you get the link? No, let me see this. Where is this? Oh, they patched something with portable shield generator and laser weapons. Some people, hey, I personally find hilarious and love. I saw you posted a thing about you have to like drop something and pick up something. Is that what this is? Punisher plasma will explode in your face if you have a shield. Oh, so you can't pass shots out. I mean that makes sense. It makes sense. I don't know, realistically, I don't know that you'd be able to set your bullets to only go out and not in. I saw you posted something about that. No, so that's just the shield generator blocks everything in both directions, basically. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of technically makes sense. What in the... Oh, brother. Okay. I open up Twitch to see where to send you, and the stuff on this channel, on this website, is insane. I never have anybody... I don't know. I feel like I never have anybody to send you to. Hang on, let me see something here. It was made that way because it's a cheese strat. The weapon is very strong already, and a shield means you can stand in the middle. This stops that. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't really have anybody. I'll send you there. I haven't sent you there in a little bit. You have someone? I'll send you here. I'll send you here. It's fine. I haven't sent you here in a little bit. Okay. Sorry. Give me a second here. Okay. But thank you everybody for stopping in and for hanging out. Very, very, very much appreciate it. Tomorrow we'll be back with more Final Fantasy 16. I will try to be on time, and I will try to get to the game quicker so we can get more of it done. I feel like this is probably going to be something. I know Ronan's pretty excited about this dungeon, so I am excited also in order to see what this is all about. For right now, I'm going to send you over to the Andy social network. Andy is playing Metroid games. It looks like he's going to be playing Metroid and Super Metroid. So stick around after the credits, and I will send you over there to hang out and represent us very well. But thank you once again, everybody, for stopping and for hanging out. Don't forget to drink your mask, wear your water, social distance whenever possible. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you all tomorrow.